who I will be doing this beautiful game with. And just to tell you that the two teams that are playing here, they're currently sitting on the logs, with Eastern Cape Iinyathi at the second position after playing 3 games, winning 2 and 1 being abandoned. And Eastern Storm are number 5 on the log, having played 2 games with 1 loss and 1 game abandoned. Welcome, Bali.
Good afternoon, Collie, and good afternoon to everyone that is joining us at home. You've just set the tone and just given us what has been happening with the Eastern Storm and Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Very beautiful ground to be on a Monday. Very unusual too.
Yeah. Eastern Storm has won the toss and decided to bet, and the 2 men out there that are opening the bet is Kabelo Sikukune, and his partner is Chris Brits. And Sikukune facing his second ball, which goes down leg. Ball is called wide by the Empire, and it goes all the way for 4. And that's Eastern Storm opening their account for the day.
Well, 5 runs. Hopefully it's their lucky charm. Opening the bowling for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi is Tandoni. Surely still warming up.
Yeah, they say it's criminal if as a bowler you're still warming up with your second ball. You should be nice and warm by now and knowing where to be hitting the sport. And at professional level, that's what should be happening. And just like that, Tandoni hits the spot back of a length. Sikukune rocks back and across, but hits it straight to the man at point.
A seasoned campaigner, this Kabelos Kukune opened the batting for the Eastern Storm at this level of the game, short format, and has got a couple of runs this season already in the 4-day format.
And he hits that straight to the fielder. It goes through his legs. That fielder being Gaudese Molefe. You should know him, Bali, from your neck of the woods down
Most
in Kagiso. But is now playing trades down in the East London for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Yeah, for a person his age, he's been around the block. I remember seeing him playing for Soweto at some point. Played South Africa under 19, moved on to Limpopo, moved on to Mpumalanga Rhinos, and now Eastern Cape.
Beautiful bowling there again by Tandoni, just rocking Sikukune, sending him back, but Sikukune, seasoned campaigner, as you said earlier on, Bali, just manages to just nudge it towards his leg side for 1 run, and goes across, and Chris Brits comes on strike to face his first ball for the day, and so far this over has gone for 3 balls.
3 balls, 6 runs, good start.
Bowls is slightly short and wide, and Chris Brits was tempted as threw all his bets at it, but didn't really time it, and gets a dot ball. And I'm sure that will make Ndini think that I need to bring it a bit closer. And that's the beauty of having a left and right combination, is that it requires the bowler to immediately adjust their line. And you could see that Tandoni didn't adjust immediately.
Another good delivery from Tandoni. With that being said, it is the end of the over. 6 without loss after 1. So far, Tumeles Kukune, who has faced the 4 balls, is the only person to have put runs on the board. The rest were extras. Very criminal, you said. Very first ball, 5 runs, and they extras.
Yeah, no, that's why we've got warm-ups as teams, that bowlers must warm up before. So that by the time you come and bowl, you are on the money, you are on the spot, and you know already you can start asking those batters those questions. But yeah, no, earlier on, Tando was a bit loose with that wide one that eventually went down for 4, and taking into consideration then didn't even have a fine leg. But that neither there or say, in terms of fine leg, you don't need to be bowling it down and wide.
Chris Hardus Kutia will be opening the bowling for the Eastern Cape Storm from the end where we are sitting. Number 68.
Oh, what a catch. Is it a catch? The fielder doesn't seem convinced. I think it was a chance, but it was dropped somehow by the fielder. We'll have a look at the replay, but immediately the action of the fielder there tells you that wasn't confident and it's not out. Skukune went for a wild shot there, and luckily as we watch this replay, Skukune plays it straight into the man there, third man, and I think for some time they couldn't pick it up, the fielder, but lucky for Sikukune, he's still there. He gets runs, he gets one from that, but that was a chance.
Yeah.
And Kusia won't be happy with it.
That is Tozama Totana, who dropped a glorious opportunity. You could have had Kabelo Skukune back on the pavilion.
Oh, the Chris hits him straight because Kutia replies with a short ball that is short and wide, and immediately Chris Britz just rocked back and stroked it beautifully through that cover region, but over them, not even a chance there, and a few bounces for 4.
So far, it looks like a good toss to win. Had a chat with the umpire and asked him, what would you have done had you won the toss? He said, I would have batted. He said, very firm pitch, and so far it is.
Yeah, now Hardas Kutsia responds with a beautiful ball, just pulling Chris Britz in front, and a beautiful ball to get a dot ball. Hardas is looking all right with his pace then, Bali, coming in from the Kuruleni end and bowling now to Chris Britz.
I like how you say Eguruleni end, because we are in Eguruleni.
Maybe I should say from the town end. Oh, short and wide there again, and Chris Britz misses at that opportunity. Wanted to respond again with a shot through the covers for 4, but missed that, and it went straight to the keeper.
Kutia bowling very well, nice gentle run up, and then when it delivers the ball, he lets it go, and yeah, it takes off.
Yeah, it went straight to the gloves of the keeper, the Iinyathi Simalika. It means the pitch is also responding beautifully, and I'm sure the ground staff would be happy to see that. And now he bowls it straight to Chris Britz, who's looking to get 2 runs, and they look to get it. They get it very, very easy. Just nudged it to that vacant mid-wicket area, and it was actually easy runs in that gap, and it managed to come back for 2.
Well, those are 2 good runs that were taken, you know, considering the distance the ball had traveled, and just looking at the 2 batsmen doing the basics, ready to run the second run the first run very quick, and make sure you're able to turn correctly, and make sure that you are able to get to the other end.
Yeah, Hardas Kutsia now coming for his last ball in this over. He bowls a bouncer that the umpire calls over the shoulder, but it's a legal ball, so it ends the over. And the score is 13 after 2 overs with no wicket down. It could have been 1 if that catch was taken in this over.
Indeed, that drop catch is going to haunt Tozama for the next few overs. I just hope it doesn't just make him sleep or fall asleep in the game. But looking at the ball that was bowled, the last ball, how it just took off, it just shows the pace and the bounce that is there in the wicket. You spoke about the groundsman preparing this pitch, and it is a lovely pitch to play your cricket in, whether you're bowling, whether you're batting. You just need to get your things right.
Yeah, no, definitely, Mali. I mean, as a groundsman or ground staff, they'll be very, very happy to see, because that's what they want. They want to prepare a pitch where it could have a true bounce, and both bowlers and batters can feel very happy with it. So I'm sure they're quite chuffed so far in just the 2 overs gone. Oh, Sikukune claps that on leg stump from the bowling of Mhletshwa, who's been changed from the Willowmoore Park High School end, who's bowling to him. He just clipped that beautifully on through his legs, and it went for 4.
Yep. Also bowled on the leg side. Even the first ball that he bowled went on the leg side. It seems to be the norm here when bowling from the other end.
Yeah, and the costly thing is they both went for boundaries, so that's not... the coach won't be happy with it, and the captain will definitely also not be happy with it. As I said, they want the bowlers to be bowling it on the money. Sikukune cuts that beautifully to follow up that previous 4 with another 4. It missed every man. No man even took a chance to move. It just went through all of them. Beautiful, beautiful shot.
Beautiful shot indeed. Very strong man, this Kabelo Sikukune. Once he hits it, it stays hit.
Yeah, no, once he hits it, it stays hit, and you now would think what the fielder that dropped him the previous over would now be thinking. Oh, Mhletshwa responds with a beautiful ball that beats everything and goes straight to the keeper's hand. Beautiful response from the bowler.
Definitely got the batsman in two minds, not sure whether to play or let go of the ball. But right at the end, the ball went through to the keeper. Luckily, did not get an edge.
Yeah, 100%. And as we're looking at that replay, you could see that Sikukune wasn't really sure whether he should play at that or not. And then he bowls him a similar ball, but this time Sikukune gives himself a bit of room and beautifully again knocks it into that gap through point region and all the way for 4 runs. Beautiful shot that, and beautiful reaction. Seems like he's got these beautiful hands there, Sikukune.
Indeed, anything that is bowled short of the length, he's able to rock back and cut it, and is always able to pierce the gap there between the two fielders, the point and the extra cover there.
Yeah, beautiful shot, and I'm very impressed with his hands there, that he could rock back and just give himself a little bit of room, and Mhletshwa will need to respond somehow here. And this time Sikukune goes over the bowler and over the fielder, 2 bounces, and it's 4 runs. So now we've had 2 overs, or 2 fours consecutively, and that won't be very, very good, and Mhletshwa won't be liking this Alindale Mhletshwa.
Yeah, so far, very expensive over. He's gone for 16 runs in the last 5 balls, which is, but good runs for Tumelo Sikukune.
And now Sikukune just notches it at the behind legs, and coming back for his second run, and he's going to make it comfortably to finish off this over that was a bit expensive. 18 runs from this over takes the Eastern Storm score to 31 after 3 overs.
Which is, for the betting team, I'm sure they're happy where they are. Surely they would have had their short-term plan, which is make sure that you consolidate, make sure that within the very first 3 overs, you guys are still there. Then put as many runs as you can and make it easier for the guys that will come in after.
Yeah, it looks like there was a swap in the bowling space in that Tandoni, who was bowling from the first over from Willowmoore Park High School end, has now switched to the town end, or Kuruleni end in Bali, and will be bowling his second over from this side. If you remember, his first over went for 6 runs, and the 5 runs were from just 1 ball because it was a wide and it went all the way for 4. And immediately from this end is on the money, but he bowls it straight to Chris Brits, who hits it straight to that mid-off player, and he runs for 1. So comfortable 1.
Yeah, also Tandoni has been around the block. Remember him going to the Cricket World Cup at under 19 level at just the age of 15. And he's still a very young fellow, so he still has lots of cricket left with him.
Yeah, still a young man, and now that left and right combination, now they must bowl to the left hand at Sikukune, and let's see if he can adjust immediately, Tandoni. And Sikukune tries to clip it over, but misses it. It hits the pad. They have an appeal, but Mr. Keegan Williams just says no, leg bias, but it wasn't hitting, so he gets leg bias there, Sekhukhune.
Very inventive and innovative cricket shot to have, especially when it comes to this format of the game. The scoop, or should I say the leg side sweep, for a batsman, that's one of the tools, especially playing in this game.
Yeah, it seems to be the shots nowadays, Mbali. Not in our days. That was criminal. And Brits cuts it, but he cuts it straight to the man there for no run.
Yeah, very good save. Could have saved 4 good runs there. Brits seems to be, ready to rock on and just score off the square. Anything short, he has picked it up, and he looks like somebody who's ready to take on the short ball.
Yeah, both these two batters seem to mean business. Again, he cuts that straight to the man at point, Kgaudisa Molefe, who stops it, and again, no run there. But good response. I like this from Tandoni. He went for runs earlier on with that one, but after that responding with not giving them anything.
Yep. Tandoni so far has had a very good over, except for that one bye, which was an appeal of the very first ball.
Oh, Brett tries to go at that head, but I think there was an inside edge, hence there was not even an interest from the bowler to appeal. But the umpire, Keegan Williams, responds and says it's leg bias.
Yeah, that for a moment, that looked very interesting. That looked like it was going to crash into the wicket, but clearly there were 2 sounds there, the bat and pad, and that's why they could quickly scamper to the other end and get that run. But I like the combination, the left-right combination that you speak about. It's much easier for the two. It unsettles the bowler. One cannot settle into one line.
Yeah, definitely. And he bowls it just towards the leg side of Sekhukhune, who just blocks it nicely towards that square leg region, and they managed to scamper for another 1 run, and it ends the over, the 4th over, and Eastern Storm are now on 35 with still no wicket down. At this stage, they are running at a run rate of about 8.7, and if they maintain this, it will be good for Eastern Storm. They can be able to put up a decent score.
Well, a decent score of plus minus 160 is good on this wicket. And like you say, that this is the correct run rate, or you can up it up a bit, especially in this format of the game. And you're a home team, you know how the pitch plays, and obviously them having won the toss and electing to bat first, it means that they've seen something in the pitch. They may utilize the pitch while as batsmen, and then let their bowlers take advantage of the pitch that would have been used after.
Yeah, and coming back to the bowling attack is Hardas Gutsia. Again, Sekhukhune tries that scoop over the wicketkeeper, but misses it for the second time. It looks like just that bowling swap between Tandoni and Hardas Gutsia, who bowled his first over from the Kuruleni end. He's now gone to the end where Tandoni started the first over of the game, bowling it from Willowmoore Park High end.
Looks like Tandoni was struggling with the wind, bowling against the wind, so is now using the wind, going up. Chris.
And Sekhukhune has a go at that, and fortunately for him, there was a bit of bet in it that it went over the fielder, and he manages to come back for 2 runs. So just it was mistimed, but there was enough of a bet in it that it could go all the way.
One thing for sure about Kabelo, when he throws the bat, he gives it his all. That's why it's more likely to go over the infield than be stuck in the infield. So he gives it all. That's the most important thing. Talking about Chris, I was looking at his broad shoulders. That's why it's a bit beneficial for the team, for him to bowl against the wind.
Sekhukhune again goes with that shot, that scoop. And for the 3rd time now, missing that scoop. I don't know if now a message should be given to him to say maybe hang 10 a bit, because clearly you're not connecting it, and maybe just stay a bit, and you are more effective with a straighter bat, and maybe later on, when you now see the ball as big as a basketball, then you can start looking for those shots. Because now he's tried it 3 times, and in 3 occasions he's missed it.
Indeed, Collie. Obviously, looking to score and run a ball, each and every ball must go for a run, but not in that manner. And with him moving across, it then lessens the opportunity of them getting that extra run. If you look at the 3 times that is missed, the ball went across, and had he stood still, it could have been maybe a run or an extra.
Oh, and he nicks it. There was a shout, but they didn't shout confidently. But eventually, the umpire, Mr. Yari Erasmus, giving Sekhukhune out for clipping it. There again, Bali trying other things, stepping way out, trying to give himself room. When you watch a bit of replay, rocking back, literally way outside leg stump. That's where he ended up standing, and he missed that ball. Had he just stood in his natural stance, he could have been able to middle it.
Kabelo Sekhukhune going for 23 runs out of 16 balls at 4 glorious boundaries. You are so correct. Had he stood still and played just not across the line, played with a straight bat, surely the result could have been much different. With that being said, it's 37 for 1 after 4 overs, giving Kutsia his first wicket of the day.
Yeah, after 4.4 overs, and Eastern Storm are now on 37 for 1. And I just thought Sekhukhune was trying too many things, in a very, very short space of time. And what was working for him, it was when he was playing it slightly straighter, and when it's bowled short, he could be able to cut. Those scoops that he tried, he failed 3 times, and now he rocked all the way back, literally, to just outside, way outside a leg stump, to give himself room, which he ended up throwing the bat of the ball that was bowled way outside off stump, and he ended up just getting a slight edge, and he got caught.
Another lefty comes to the crease. His name is Yuri Snyman. That left-right combination still working for Eastern Storm. Let's see if it will be effective as it was earlier.
Yeah, Yuri Snyman has been very beautiful with the bat in the 4-day comp, and in their prep now for this T20, he also has been scoring some runs, and I know that the coach will be looking forward to him coming through and scoring some runs, because currently in the real match he hasn't scored, and that's what they want for him, to be giving the Eastern Storm team some runs. But I know that the Eastern Cape would be looking for his wicket, because they know that it's one of those big wickets in this team.
Just mistiming it there. Still looking to open his account. That is the end of the over. 37 for 1 after 5 overs. Batsman number 3, Yuri Snyman, who has just joined us with Brits, still on 7 runs after 11 deliveries. So far, not a bad opening 5 overs for the Eastern Storm, but they just need to up the tempo as they did earlier.
Yeah, no, definitely. They need to, because now if you look at that run rate in just one good over with this wicket, the run rate has now dropped to 7.4. So that in its own just tells you that when you do get wickets, it says to the score, it's got a big influence on the score. And there's a now change of bowling, and Alindile Mhlechwa is now bowling from Ekurhuleni end. They've changed Tandoni. I don't know if was that the plan, or is just Tandoni not really been in good form. But having bowled 2 overs, and maybe they're sparing him with his last 2 overs for later on when they are going to need him. Mhlechwa bowls a straight one, and Chris Brits tried to hit that over him, but it went straight to his feet, and as you can see this, it looks like it hit him very hard, because that's how hard he was looking to hit that ball, and he still feels the pain on his left leg, Chris Brits.
Well, he's gonna have to rub it when he gets home this evening. But now to talk about the bowling change, especially from this end, I just think that the captain just does not want the batsmen to settle into one bowler. They must not be too comfortable.
Bowls another straight one this time, but Chris Brits middles it, hits it straight to mid-on, and they do take on that one. And the beautiful running between these two lads, Brits and Snyman, so comfortably make it home.
Very athletic Brits. As soon as he hits the ball, and you see him already running as quick as he can to make sure that he gets to the other end. And so far, we've had the Eastern Cape Iinyathi having a shy at the stumps, but not even close to getting the batsmen out, because they are on their bikes when they leave the other end of the crease.
Yeah, it's Nean facing Fletcher for the first time today. Fletcher bowls a straight one, just slight, not full, but not short as well. And Joris Nean just blocks it and beautifully, and he gets a dot ball for Fletcher, and that's what they would want. And just looking at that run rate again, just dot balls. If it's not wickets, it's dot balls. Both those have a huge influence on the run rate.
And also, the lack of pace that when he delivers the ball also plays a role.
And they bowls it, but slightly shorter this time, and Joris Nean manages to work it out to third man there, and they manage to just scamper for one. And with this over now, it's 5 overs gone, and Fletcher's got one more left, and he must now again adjust to bowling to a right-hander again.
Yeah, can't be easy for the bowler and for the fielding captain, always having to change his field around, but there isn't really much of work that needs to be done.
And this time he bowls it straight to a fielder, and he's not quite sure, Chris Brits, if that was taken as a catch, but the fielder is claiming it, and unfortunately for Chris Brits, he's going to have to walk off. Hit it straight, a front foot shot, full toss, and hit it straight to a fielder.
Unfortunately for Chris Brits, caught on cover for 8 runs after 26 minutes, 15 balls faced and just 1 boundary scored. Beautiful catch indeed, low to his left-hand side. That is well taken. Basics, you need to get them right.
Yeah, unfortunately, Chris Brits cuts out with 8 runs, having spent some 26 odd minutes in the middle there, and didn't really do that much of a damage. Just faced 15 balls with just that 1 boundary, and getting out for 8 runs. So the new man is a man in form for Eastern Storm, is Braden Hicks. He's been the pillar of strength, if I must say, for the batting lineup of Eastern Storm. So together with him and the captain, Grant Thompson, they've been the people that score the runs. So this being his home ground, and the team will be looking for him to put up something decent. At this stage, 39 for 2 for Eastern Storm after 36 overs.
Yeah, so 2 new batsmen on the crease, which makes things very, very hard. You can't exactly say there's a senior batsman, as they've both of them. There was a fall of wickets the previous over and another fall of wicket. In simple cricket terms, 1 leads to 2, 2 leads to 3, 3 leads to 4. So it's up to these 2 to now rebuild for the next few overs and hopefully get the side as close to the target that they had aimed earlier before they started batting.
Yeah, and it looks from Willowmoore Park High and Hardest Brits will continue the bowling. And he bowls to Joris Nean, and the first one is just blocked. He just rocked back and across, blocked it for no run. At this stage, Bali, you would think even Stevens, both teams maybe not worried, but both teams not happy as well.
Indeed.
This time around, he bowls it to the legs of Nean, who's attempting to come back, but the fielder's a bit of a fumble there, but both batters, especially Nean, was rushing to the danger end, makes it comfortably at home, and they come back for 2.
Yeah, it's very important for these two batsmen to make sure that they run as many as they can, just rebuild the momentum that the first two batsmen had before they were out. Nean, Grant Hicks.
And this time he tries to attempt to bowl a Yorker, but Yuris just manages to dig it out and hits it to that man there at point for no run. Yeah, it's very important. You were right, Dembali, that both Braden Hicks and Nean, in between boundaries, they need to be running and collecting those ones and those twos in order to keep that scoreboard ticking one, but get them closer to that 160 region, knowing that here at Willowmoore Park, that 160 is quite a defendable score in a T20 match here.
No run there. Talking about that 160, that would have been the plan at the start of the innings, but with the 2 wickets being lost and looking at the score right now at 41, after this being the 7th over, you spoke about are the teams happy with what is happening so far? I think everything is evenly balanced, like you said. No one can say, no, we've won this first 8 overs.
And this time he bowls it to Nean, who hits it straight to that man who's at long off. And they just managed to make an easy, comfortable 1 run. And it finishes the over. No, there's still 1 more ball to be bowled in this over.
Yeah. Only to face his very first ball. Braden Hicks, the wicket keeper, will only face his first ball of the innings. He still needs to get off the mark. I think the very, very first ball in any cricket game is one of the most difficult balls to face.
And this time around, Braden Hicks tries to hook it, but that one just hooked it for 1 to that man who's in between, who's a mid-wicket, but is not all the way a deep mid-wicket. It's about 10 steps away from the boundary to finish off the over. And currently now, Eastern Storm are on 43 for 2 after 7 overs.
Braden Hicks trying to hook that one and not coming quick enough. Just ending up putting his bat and hitting it to the leg side. But he looks like a person, like you said earlier, that he's been on form. I mean, the very, very first ball he faces is ready to hook or pull the ball. That's just how it shows the quality of the man that Eastern Storm have in him.
Yeah, and it looks like now we're going to have a bowling change from the Ekurhuleni end, and is number 31. Mr. Toza Matotana.
Yeah, he must have forgotten about that earlier dropped catch. He must just focus on the game. Let's see what he can give us. He'll definitely want to rectify his previous mistake.
And he bowls it full to Braden Hicks, who hits it straight to that fielder that man got caught at, holding it him straight, but this time around he hits it onto the ground, which is beautifully played, but unfortunately for no run. Chris Britz hit it straight to that man, and he got caught.
Jason Niemand is the man that you are talking about, that is standing right there, catching in close. There we go again. Braden Hicks hits it straight to the man that I just spoke about. That is Jason Niemand taking his second catch for the day. At first it was Chris Britz. Now it is It is Braden Hicks who is caught by the very same man in the inner field at a short cover, taking the score to 43 for 3 after 7 overs. Braden Hicks just managing just 1 run. He had been in there for 8 minutes, facing just 3 balls. Eastern Storms in a bit of trouble. This brings out the captain, Captain Fantastic, Grant Thompson, who has been doing the job for them the previous season. He needs to play a captain's knock or a captain's innings. So far, beautiful bowling by the bowler Tozama Totana. Only his second delivery and he gets a wicket.
Yeah, same different bowler, but same fielder, same shot, same result. Bit criminal there to ask me that guys could just hit it in front of them and be caught just there in front, when they could have the previous ball. I mean, he played it nicely on the ground to hit straight to that man. If anything, you can even try and go over that man and go and a few bounces for 4. But as you say, it brings Grant Thompson, the captain of Eastern Storm, and he comes in at a situation when they are 3 down and there's still a lot of overs left in this game.
Lots of overs left. Surely Mr. Totana has been forgiven for that dropped catch now.
And the bowler pulls out, Mr. Totana balls out of the bowling, and he was running in. Something must have just disturbed him, and he's going to start again. Delays that first ball at a bit of nerves for the captain and any batsman who comes in. You want to see that first ball.
Starts off with a very short one. What a very fiery ball to receive. Just, you've just walked in and they bowl a very short, quick one just to unsettle you and just keep the nerves going for Grant Thompson there for a moment.
Yeah, that very, very brave from Mr. Totana. Backs his skill, bowls it short. His first ball to Grant Thompson, just to welcome him and maybe just give him an idea of what to expect. This time he bowls a full toss, but he manages to block it, Totana, but not enough for Grant Thompson to at least open his account and run for 1.
Well, mistimed. I think the aim there was to bowl a Yorker. I saw with the previous ball that it's going to be a short one and then the fuller one.
Yeah, and now he has to adjust because now he's bowling it to Nean, who's a left-hander, and he immediately bowls, changes his angle, and he's now going to come around the wicket.
4 fielders on the leg side.
This time he bowls it straighter to Nean, who blocks it. That doesn't really show the intention of what he was looking to do there, whether he was to block or he was looking for 1 to play it down towards the third man.
Anything beyond the 3 fielders that are in the inner circle is definitely going to be 1 or 2. It depends on how quick these 2 batsmen can run. But so far, good bowling by Totana.
And this time he cuts it over. And as you rightfully said just now, Mbali, that anything over just those 3 fielders, it's going to go to the boundary. And that's exactly what happened there. And the Nean cashes in and he gets 4 runs from a ball that is slightly pitched short and slightly wide off stump. And Yuri just opened up his top body to just get his hands up and underneath the ball and get beautiful runs down to third man.
A welcome boundary for Eastern Storm, taking it to 48 for 3 after 8 overs. Sneeman in there for 8, and Thompson just who walked in is on 1 after facing 2 deliveries. Looks like there's going to be a bowling change from the other end. The man that you spoke about, Gaudi Simulife, A boy that went to Jeppy's school for boys, one of the most talented left-arm spinners, at some point got an opportunity to travel to India for the spin bowling camp a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was a promising youngster, promising talent. As you said, comes from Kagiso, played a bit of cricket for Kagiso Cricket Club, then moved to Soweto, but was always a Jeppy boy and a promising youngster. Played Gauteng under 19, played SA under 19, and it's interesting and good to see him still involved in the game. And I say this as if it's old, but he's still a young man. And there was an attempt there after they were running for a second run, for a run out, but he just missed it. And by the reaction of Gaudisa Molefe there, I think it was going to be out, but he just missed the ball.
Yeah, bit of hesitation from the two batsmen, being blindsided, running to the danger end. That is the other end. That is Grant Thompson not seeing what is happening behind him. But luckily, Gaudisi could not gather the ball and take off the bails. So he gets away with that one.
And Gaudisa this time bowling it to Joris Neumann, and they are going to look for 2 runs, but Joris says no. The fielder was at the boundary, but he took off beautifully to attack that ball that they didn't even think of the second run.
Eastern Storm get to 50 finally with the loss of 3 wickets in the 9th over.
This time around, Grant Thompson also is looking for one. He had hit it into that, he thought he hit it to the gap, but the fielder was good enough, Tandoni, to stop that one. And so far, Gaudisa in his 3 balls has only gone for 2 runs.
Very athletic, this Tandoni. He's got a spring in his step.
And again, he hits it towards that gap, but this time around, hits it straight to the fielder, and the fielder just manages to stop it. And I think it's the captain, Nathan Roux. And again, this time around, Grant looks to sort of sweeps it behind, but there is a man at that 45 region to immediately stops it, and it's the man who just bowled this end, Tozama Totana. Grant cuts it straight to that man, that sweeper at the boundary, and they just managed to get one to finish off the over, the 9th over, and the score now is 51 for 3 wickets down after 9 overs.
We're on the 9th over. The start that we had was very fiery, and the Eastern Cape Iinyathi have managed to bring it back and restrict and cut out all the boundaries. So far, you know, anything that goes for a boundary is very welcome. We haven't had too many boundaries ever since Tumelo Sekhukhune left the crease.
Yeah, and it's going to be Totana continuing here from the Kuuruleni end, bowling it to Grant Thompson. And again, he pulls out of his running as he is about to get to the gather to bowl, which is what he did in the previous over.
Yeah, I don't think he's gotten his bowling mark correctly. So he seems to be struggling with his run-up, but he'll get it right.
Bowls it a bit just wide of the off stump, and Grant Thompson has a go at it, but misses it, and it goes to the keeper.
A swing and a miss from Grant Thompson. He was really having a wild flash at the ball, having a really big go at it. Luckily, didn't get the edge there.
Yeah, the captain, Nathan Roux, just having a chat with Totana, maybe just saying to him, don't bowl it that wide, man. And this time he bowls it straight, and I think he was looking again there, Mbali, for that Yorker. and he just managed to not really get it, but at least got a dot ball.
Yeah, that is a ball that should go to the boundary. It should be punished. Anything that does not bounce or half a volley should definitely end up in the boundary. Luckily for him, the captain tidies up at mid-off here.
Again, this man pulls out of the run-up. There must be something wrong with his run-up. And again, he bowls it short and wide. And again, the captain, Grant Thompson, misses it. And as you said last time, Mbali, he has a miss at the shot.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss.
Definitely a swing and a miss. He just needs to focus. I think his head is all over the place right now. The most important thing is for these two to stay in, try and be there even in the 12th, 13th or 14th over.
And this time he bowls it short, but this time Grant Thompson manages to cut it, and they're coming back for the second run. And yes, he makes it easily at home. That side, or danger side, Grant Thompson. And yeah, Mbali, you're right. I mean, if I look at also that run rate that they've achieved so far with 5.5 and over, 11 overs left, there's still some time to put an influence into that total score. So as long as you've still got the wickets in hand, by the time you get to the 12th and 13th over, you could decide to maybe accelerate and get something decent on the score.
Once again, mistiming the ball, and Totana falling. Clearly there's a bit of a challenge for him when it comes to his run-up, because if it's either he's pulling out or he's not running, not sure whether he's being disturbed by the wind. But there isn't really much of a wind right now at this point in time, sweeping across the ground. So he just needs to recount his bowling steps.
And he bowls it short this time to respond, and the umpire says that's one for the over, but it is the last ball of the over. And it finishes the 10th over with Eastern Storm on 53 for 3.
I like how he bowls the short ball. He doesn't seem to be bending his back. It means that for the bowler that he is, he's a very big boy with very broad shoulders. Usually for others to bowl such a ball, they need to put in that extra effort. For him, it comes very easily and naturally.
Yeah, no, definitely. And he's bowled now 2 overs. I mean, he's only gone for 7 runs with that 1 wicket. There just seems to be something with his run-up that he just needs to work on, just to smoothen it out, so that when he runs in, he looks even more comfortable. But when he gets to the crease and bowls, he does bowl some decent deliveries, and he's managed to beat a couple of times the bet of Grant Thompson. And Grant Thompson this time goes big, and in 1 bounce 4. In fact, that's Yuris Nean, who's just picked up the bowler Gaudisa Molefe for 1 bounce 4 towards that cow region.
A very welcome boundary. Looking at the 3 fielders that are on the leg side, for a moment I thought I nearly said website. Well, you can catch us on YouTube, CSA Cricket.
At least they managed to find the ball there. I thought they had lost it, but it looks like they got the same ball. It's always nicer to find the ball and play with it, because the other ball, if you bring in another ball, it could mean something different, especially to the bowling side. But they managed to get it, and Gaudisa is just reshuffling that field there, moving that cow corner or that deep long on to a bit square. And again, he goes at it, and the fielder tries to get there, but it just pitches short of the fielder, and they just managed to get 1 run.
Yeah, looks like Yuris Nean has decided he is going to go after Gaudisi, having bowled a beautiful opening over, but now in 2 balls he's gone for 5 runs.
Yeah, and Gaudisa now just coming, changing angle and coming around now to the Grant Thompson, who rocks back and hits it straight to that man who's at the boundary as a sweeper. They just managed to get 1 run, and immediately there needs to be a fielding change because now he's bowling to the right-hander.
I think these two should just focus on keeping the scoreboard ticking, not want to go for bigger shots and big boundaries.
And Yuris Neyman just knocks it into that vacant area, that mid-wicket area, and Tandoni, they're having fun, sliding beautifully there just to pick it up, to not give them a chance of the second run. You mentioned earlier how flexible and he is there. It's just showing that he's still a young man, can move around brilliantly. They hit it straight towards that gap, but the fielder is there to stop it. Christian Dutoit. They hit it this time to the left side of Tandoni. And I'm sure Grant Thompson, very clever batter. He will always pick up these kind of things that this fielder is strong on his right-hand side. And this time he hits that gap and passes Tandoni, but hits it straight to the sweeper there, and they just managed to get one. And it finishes off now the over, and it is now 11 runs, 11 overs gone, 3 wickets down for 61 runs.
Snyman, being the senior batsman, 15 of 15 deliveries. Thompson, 7 of 16 deliveries. Slowly but surely rebuilding the innings. We spoke about these two being there by the 13th, 14th or 15th over, where they can decide to accelerate. That is the most important thing. As we continue with the bowler, Tozama Totana, who is now into his third over and having gone for just 7 runs and having taken that 1 wicket of Braden Hicks.
Yeah, this time he bowls it. He opens with that kind of a ball that he was bowling earlier to Grant Thompson, which he did miss. But this time Grant Thompson connects it beautifully, and it bounces twice for and then goes on for boundary. So good opening for Grant Thompson this time around compared to the previous over when Totana was bowling to him.
Yeah, making sure that he capitalizes on that, wayward ball that was bowled by Totana, who so far has bowled beautifully.
Oh, this time Grant Thompson misses it. Tried to give himself a bit of room, and had he just stand still like he did the previous ball, he could have maybe even managed to hit it and get another boundary.
Well, also the ball was a bit closer to his body this time, so he did not have the swing or the room to just flash his bat.
Yeah, the captain just having a bit of a chat there with Totana, maybe just telling him that just keep it simple. Which he does, but Grant Thompson equally capable. He just hits it over the fielder there, over, and it manages to just go all the way for 4 runs. So beautiful over there so far for Eastern Storm. They've picked up now 8 runs in 3 balls.
Yeah, beautiful over so far. Also, these two batsmen are starting to settle in, which can be dangerous for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, especially for the bowler here, Totana, who had so far bowled with precision, and his figures were beautiful up until the last 3 balls of this over.
This time good response from Totana. Good dot ball to get with the 4th ball, and I could see that there was a bit of plan with the captain as he was running in. The captain, as we normally say to fielders that walk in with the bowler, he was walking backwards.
Yeah, Grant Thompson getting very comfortable. Has it been there just for a short while, but obviously looking at the score, they know that they need to get busy.
And he hits it straight this time, but the captain has swapped the field. Now they've got a man at the boundary. And those ones where Grant was hitting them for 4, but now there's a man to defend it, and they're now just getting 1 run.
Beautiful outfield indeed. Anything that goes beyond the fielder's inner circle, anyone that is fielding on the inner circle, it's definitely going to end up at the boundary. Especially here in the Highveld, the ball just travels.
Yeah, no, in the Highveld here, you get rewarded for your shots. Believe you me, I've been to areas where in the Eastern Cape, especially in Gqeberha, the wind pumps you seriously. Oh, good pick up there by Gaudisa Molefe. Picked up with one hand and threw with the other. Beautiful, but if we look at the replay, I still don't think, even if it was a first hit, the batsman would have been out.
Yeah, good fielding by Kharisi. That pick up with the right hand and, quickly throwing the ball to the left hand and letting it go just shows that how, talented the man is. And just looking at the betting scorecard, Kabelus Kukune going for 23, Juris Nean still in there for 16, and Grant Thompson now also on 16 after just 21 deliveries. So far 7 extras, 5 wides, 2 leg buys by the bowling side. Gaudisi Molefe continues from the other end.
Yeah, by the way, you can catch this game on the CSA YouTube. Yo, Gaudisi bowls something I've never seen before. I don't know whether that went back of his hand, or if we look at the replay, immediately goes on the ground to rub off his hands, saying my hands were slippery.
I haven't seen it in a while. For a moment, under 10.
And he bowls that just towards the leg side. They're looking for 2, but Grant Thompson says to Juris Nean, no, stay that side. We'll just take 1.
Yeah. That was definitely an under 10 moment there. These things happen. That definitely must go into the highlights package.
Yeah, again, just pose it, and Grant Thompson rocks back to cut it straight to the captain there, who's standing in that cover region, and to get a dot ball. Again, does the same thing, and this time around, Tandoni goes for it, and he gets his run out. He's been fielding beautifully in that area, and eventually he gets rewarded for his fantastic fielding.
That pick up and throw from athletic Tandoni, threw the ball, get at the ball quickly and threw it, running to the danger end. Grant Thompson did not see who the fielder was. Had he known, I'm sure he would have said, no, that's not where I'm going. Is easily gathered by Gaudisi and just took the stumps off, making the Eastern Storm to lose their 4th wicket. Grant Thompson walking back to the pavilion, having faced 17 deliveries, going for 17 runs. With that, the partnership is broken, having faced the 23 deliveries. He was in there for 23 minutes. So, Storm in a bit of bother. The Eastern Storm are in a bit of trouble. Now the 2 batsmen need to rebuild the innings. Surely that 160 that they had in their mind before they started batting is definitely changed to something like a 120, 140.
Yeah, I must say that was beautiful, beautiful fielding that from Tandoni. You could see, man, it's been coming. It's been coming. It's been fantastically stopping the ball, the pick up, throwing, and this time around, when Grant Thompson hit it there, he managed to dive, and while he was still really not standing in his 2 feet, managed to throw it in, and Gaudisi just did the rest. So that's fantastic. That's lovely to see. It encourages, those are game-changing moments. It encourages the fielding team, it encourages the bowler. Everybody gets excited, and it wakes everyone up on the field. So that's good to see. And this time, it picks it up. Juris Nean, 1-2 bounces, and he gets his 4 runs.
Yeah, a beautiful boundary is welcomed. Juris Nean, you spoke about the man being on form. He is starting to show that he is indeed on form.
Yeah, no, if there's anything, he's the man that they'll be looking at now, with Kemp joining him, but he'll be the man that they want to face strike. And again, he rocks it and he hits the gap between the 2 fielders, and he picks up another 4 runs.
Yeah, a welcome boundary. Juris Nean, now the senior batsman, just timing himself into this game.
It gives the bowler something to think about. It gives Kgaudisa Molefe something to think about in this last ball of his in this over. Oh, this time he was trying to go for a big one in his camp because he was bowling down leg. Joris Nean, but missed the bet, and the umpire, Mr. Yanni Erasmus, calls it wide, and so he's going to need to re-bowl that one, the bowler Kgaudisa. And this time he tries to hit it hard, but he didn't time it properly. But they are going to manage to come back for 2 runs, Joris Nean. And that picks up 2 more runs. It takes the score to 80 after 12 overs with now 4 wickets down. And Joris Nean is now on 25 runs after 19. And Enes Kemp obviously hasn't faced anything. He's still to open his bank account.
Yeah, definitely Joris Nean taking on the Eastern Cape, Iinyathi. So far the senior batsman, trying to make sure that even when he plays, he's very selective. He's just not going for each and every ball. If he needs to play on the ground, he'll play on the ground. And also, I like how he's finding the gap, piercing the gap between the fielders that are on the boundary, on the leg side. There were 3 of them in the previous over when Kgaudisi was bowling, and he put pressure on Kgaudisi. And that's why he ended up bowling that wide delivery of the last ball. Tozama Totana, continuing from our end. That's definitely out of the first ball. That is, Cam did not open his account. Very first ball, should have trying to just place it instead of just flashing and having a go at it. Gives Tozama Totana his 2nd wicket for the game. That is going without scoring, just 1 ball faced by Cam there.
Yeah, no, nothing. That's not what they needed at this stage. Good take, by the way, by the fielder down there, Alindi Wemtlejwa, taking a comfortable catch to dismiss Cam, who did not bother the scorers whatsoever. And the batsman now coming in is the young man. Also played in the under-19 in the World Cup, which actually was hosted here in Ekurhuleni. Coming in his first game for this season because he's been sitting out, but he's coming to join the batter who's informed, Divan Mare, who's about to start off his campaign this season.
Yeah. Surely the conversation between the bowler and the fielder who took the catch was, that's how it should have been done.
Yeah, and again, it's this man Totana who's bowling from this end. He's bowling in his 4th over now, and he's managed to pick up 2 wickets. So far, so good for him. And those issues of him running in and stopping out seem to be something of the past now.
Yeah, Totana, it was just that 1 over where he was expensive, going for 8 runs. But so far, he's really, really bowled very well. Has given nothing away to the batsmen. The batsmen have had to work for their runs. It was just Grant Thompson who hit him for back-to-back 4s. Otherwise, he's given nothing, absolutely nothing away. He's bowled very well.
Yeah, attempted Yorker there, but they just bowls it towards the leg side. And the batter, Divan Mare, just manages to clip it for 1 to that long fine leg, and he picks up his 1 to open his account. That should give him a bit of confidence that at least you're off the duck. At least now you got 1.
Yeah, we spoke about that. You know, the very first delivery that you are facing is the most important delivery. Unfortunately for Cam there, who got off the very first ball that he faced, hitting it to 3rd man there.
This time, Joris Nean hits it, and there's a fielder running at it, but he manages to get behind the ball and stop it. And but just enough for Joris Nean and Divan Mare to comfortably both get home for those 2 runs.
Juris Nean continues to carry the hopes of the Eastern Storm. He needs to be there in the roundabout the 18th over. We spoke about this. They've lost too many wickets in the last while.
And Totan again, they're just missing that line, bowling it towards the leg stump, but a good chase by the fielder there to make sure that they don't even think of the second run. Jason Neeman doing some beautiful work. This Totana seems to be backed very well by the captain, Nathan Drew. He's backing him nicely, and he at least is given the captain those 2 wickets, and important 2 wickets at very important times. But as you said now, this Juris Neeman must be the man that the Eastern Storm are looking for them to bet all the way. And as we said, Totana bows it straight to Divan, trying to attempt a Yorker, but gets away beautifully with it, especially Divan Murray trying to dig it out, but it's just a dot ball. And it finishes this 14th over with Eastern Storm sitting now on 87 runs with 5 wickets down.
Yeah, Totana finishing his 4 alerted overs, finishing with 2 for 21. A beautiful bowling by Totana. Didn't give much away except for those 2 back-to-back 4s. Yes, he's had issues with his run-up, but when he's had to bowl, he's done the job very well for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. And appreciated by the captain and his efforts so far. With the 5 wickets that have gone, he's taken 2 of those.
Yeah, it seems Kaudis is still continuing, and this time bowling it towards the leg side. The fielders are attempting now for another second run, and they comfortably make it home with Kletcher that side, not throwing it properly to the bowler there, and comfortable for these 2 batters.
Yeah, these 2 need to keep the score going, or the scoreboard ticking.
This time around, he clips it towards the leg stump. Tandoni is going to have a chase, and he's going to win the race. He manages to scoop it back, and they're going to just get 2 runs. And in fact, Ivan Murray was trying to run for the 3rd one, and Juris Neeman was not even looking. He was never going to take that 3rd run.
He was definitely not going to take on Tandoni there after what he saw happen to his teammates. Definitely very good fielder, that is Tandoni. Very athletic, quick with his takeoff, and just doesn't give up easily.
And there's going to be a shout there for an LBW, but the umpire there, Mr. Erasmus, says not out.
Yeah, a seasoned umpire, that is Mr. Erasmus, standing on the other side, seeing the ball go, drifting to the legs.
And he tries to scoop it this time, but safely, because that mid-wicket region, there's no fielder in the circle there. He's actually fielding at the boundary, so even that missed timing, he still gets away. Juris Neeman, he gets 1 run.
Yeah, very vacant, that mid-wicket area.
Kaudis is now going to be bowling to the new man, Devon Murray, and is now has to switch because that's the beauty that Eastern Storm has had, the advantage they've had basically the whole day, man, where they've been left and right combination. They just haven't fully utilized it, but it's one of those strengths that you've got as a batting team, that you can not allow the bowler to settle into one line, because every sort of second ball he has to change his line.
Beautiful delivery from Kaudisi. Seems to be bowling wicket to wicket. Doesn't really give it flight, but bowls it flatter and much quicker, and gets to the batsman very quicker than one can anticipate the ball coming.
Again, the same thing. I just bowled it straight, and knew better, and that's what you want to be doing, putting him under pressure, and especially for a new man, not just in this game, but also taking into consideration his first game. In the first 2 games, he didn't play. And it ends this over, the 15th over, with Eastern Storm on 92 and with 5 wickets down. 5 overs left and a change of bowling from Ekurhuleni end. We see Alendini and Mhlechwa coming to bowl from this end. I'm not sure, Mbali, is the decision now going to be let's go for it with 5 overs left and we've got 5 wickets in hand. I mean, I'm sure Eastern Storm is not happy with 92 and I'm sure they won't be happy with 110. They would need something slightly more decent than that. And if you're going to get something decent, a decision has to be made now.
Most definitely a decision needs to be made. Somebody needs to be brave and start taking on the bowlers.
And we say that, and he clips it over the fielder, and it goes for 4 runs. So if that is anything to go by, then we know that they are guaranteed just over 130 runs.
I think a good 130 runs in this pitch, especially here, is enough. But also, so your bowlers need to be very tight. You need to take your opportunities and need to take your chances when they come, and you can defend that score. Anything beyond or below that is not good enough on this pitch. 130, surely the message is out there.
Good ball from Mhlechwa, good ball, good, nice straight in the block hole, and Joris Nean doesn't even get time to do anything when they just to block it straight to the fielder with no run. Dot ball is very key at this stage of the time of the match.
Very key indeed. The lesser runs your bowler goes for, the better for you guys at the end.
Oh, beautiful bowling this from Alindi Mhlechwa. Again, just on the block hole and not allowing Julius Nean to have that swing. Just bowls it beautifully. And again there, yes, they might have gotten a 1 run, but 1 run at this stage is better than a boundary.
Yeah. Just 1 run. Those Yorkers are golden balls at this part of the stage, part of the innings. Try and make sure that the batsmen don't score boundaries.
Another 1 run there, bowling into Divan Murray, who just blocks it in front of the point towards the right hand side of the point fielder, and they just managed to just come through for 1 run and a change of field because now it's the left-hander Joris Nean facing.
Joris Nean, senior batsman so far, having scored 40 of the team's runs. Trying to work the ball onto the leg side, but not timing it correctly. Ends up being collected by the bowler himself, so he's fielding off his own bowling.
Yeah, Joris Nean is the man. He's the man that Eastern Storm would need to have a go. He scored almost half of the runs on the board, so he's the man they depend on. And he tries to pick up 1, but not well timed, and he just scampers around just for 1 run. And that finishes the 16th over, and Eastern Storm are now on 99 with 5 wickets down.
Yeah, 99 runs, 4 overs to go. Surely the plan is for the next 4 overs that are left, if we can try and get 10 runs and over, we'll get close to, and we can even get close to 140. If there's more, good.
Yeah, it brings the bowling change now from Willowmoore Park High end, and it brings a Tandoni to the attack, and he'll be bowling to the in-man, the man in form for Eastern Storm, Joris Nean. Tandoni, you remember, bowled 2 overs for 8 runs earlier on. He's now coming for his 3rd over. He bowls it straight to Joris Nean, who has a swing, but Tandoni manages to save it himself.
Yeah, fielding off his own bowling, that is Tandoni, showing them how it needs to be done or how it should be done, and scampers back off, runs back to his bowling mark. Doesn't it remind you of someone you know?
Oh, Joris Nean then clips that one over, and it manages to go all the way for 6 runs. Beautiful shot. Beautiful, fantastic shot that from Joris Nean. And guess what? That's the first 6 of the day.
Takes the Eastern Storm to 105. Eastern Storm now on 100. Beautiful, having played for 74 minutes, 105 balls being bowled.
He goes again, Joris Nean, and is there an attempt there from the fielder? Is safe. It goes between the fielders, and he manages to come back for 2 runs, and that will take him to 49, Joris Nean, and that score of Eastern Storm to 107. So this is a good over so far for Eastern Storm, and there's only been 3 balls bowled. There's 3 balls to go.
We spoke about 10 runs each and every over that they need to get. Joris Nean just needing a run to get to his half a century, that is his 50.
He hits it straight over the fielder. 1 bounce for 4 runs. Fantastic shot that. And that takes Joris Nean to his 53 after 35 balls. Good shot that. And I'm sure seeing there Mr. Jeff Toyana standing up, I'm sure you'll be encouraging him to say, we need more of that. Stay there and finish all these 4 overs.
Yeah, good knock for Joris Nean, scoring half of the team's runs. He's been in there. He's played the very, patient game. He's played the ball, each and every ball on merit. If it's there to be hit, he's definitely going to hit it. And that's why we find ourselves here.
Again, he tries to hit that to the boundary, but this time he hits it straight to the fielder, who's at mid-on, long on there, which happens to be the captain, Nathan Roux, just to get 1 run. And there's now just 1 ball left, and there have to be some fielding change because now it's the right-hander facing Devan Murray.
Yeah, probably wondering what he's saying to him, whether if you want to go for it, go for it. There's still more batsmen. Let me rather stick around. You go for the ball. If it's there to be hit, hit it.
Tando bowls it shorter, and Devan Murray tries to pull it, but not enough on it. Just straight to the bat. Fielder there, Alandini Mhlechwa, and they just managed to get 1 run. Still takes Joris Nean off the strike. And Devan Murray will be facing the ball the 18th over, and at this time 17 overs gone. The score is 113 with 5 wickets down.
Yeah, every wicket counts, every run counts at this moment, and we see the likes of Hardes Kutsia coming back, bowled beautifully earlier. Bowled 3 overs, went for 13, just taking that 1 wicket. No extras. Just trying to make it very hard for the Eastern Storm to get to 130. So far, the pick of the bowlers for me, bowled very well.
Bowls it straight and to Devan Murray, who has a go. They're going to come back for 2 runs. Hit it straight towards the right-hand side of that mid-on area. Beautiful shot, but good chase by the captain to just stop the boundary. They just managed to pick up 2 runs.
So far, I must give it to him. His field placing this afternoon has been very good. That is Captain Nathan Roux of the Eastern Cape, Iinyathi.
Oh, that's going to pass Tandoni. They had a good attempt, good dive at it, but it was just enough with the bat from Devan Murray. and it's gone all the way for 4 runs.
Surely the target that you spoke about of 130 is now close. Surely you then move it to 140. If you can get good runs in the next few overs, 10 more, you get your 140, which won't be far from the plus minus 150, 160 that they would have thought about at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, with the current run rate that they're at now, which is just close to 7 runs and over, that should be easier target. Good shot there, straight to the fielder, but who's had to just run slightly towards his right hand side to pick it up. And there's now 120, and there's 3 balls still left here. So yeah, Mbali, you're 100% right. 130 now looks like stock standard, but maybe what they might be looking to do now is, okay, let's lift it up a bit. Maybe let's now take it to 140. And this time he cuts it beautifully, but cuts it straight to the fielder is Nean. He's got power, this man. When he hits it, the ball stays hit. But he picked it up nicely here, but unfortunately there was a fielder at the boundary.
Yeah, deserved more, but like I spoke about the fielding, the placing, the fielding position of that the captain is making, saving boundaries, crucial boundaries those are.
Yeah, crucial boundaries. This the captain will be happy with. Them just taking ones, it's good for him because he knows that later on we're going to need to chase those runs. So the sooner we cut those runs, the better. And that's what they are doing now, just denying them those boundaries, because that's what Eastern Storm will be looking at. And looking at Nean, that's the previous ball, you could see that he's no longer keen on running. This time he hits it hard, but still hits it straight to that fielder who's at the boundary. And again, he just picks up one.
Yeah, you could tell from when he hit the ball that he's disappointed that he did not time it. He did not get the gap that he was looking for. But, well done to the guy that is fielding, right, at, covering the offside of the field.
Yeah, doing some great work. Michael Copeland is fielding well. They're doing some lovely sweeping job. And at this stage, Eastern Storm is now sitting on 123, still 5 wickets down, 18 overs gone, which means 2 overs left. Tandoni will be bowling from Willowmoore Park High School end, and he's just got 1 over left. So far, he's bowled 3 overs for 22 runs with no wicket.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting over. A duel, a tussle.
And Yuri goes for it, and it's a big shot, and it looks like the fielder's attempting, and he takes it comfortably. At one stage, I thought it's going towards over the grandstand, but it looks like it just sat there in the wind there and got caught beautifully by that man at the boundary to dismiss a dangerous man of Eastern Storm, but beautifully taken there.
Yeah, that is Michael Copeland taking that catch. Tandoni finally being rewarded. I spoke about the duel between the two in the last over, hitting him for a couple of boundaries, but now coming back and winning this duel, obviously. As long you can hit me for as many boundaries as you want, but if I get your wicket, I've won the battle. And surely the Eastern Storm is in a better position because of this man. The score looks very respectable at 123 for 6 after 18 overs. There's still about 11 deliveries left. Here's another left-right batting combination. Andrew Rasimeni coming in. Correction, that is Amin Khan.
Yeah, Aman Khan coming in and immediately hitting a straight one down, and he manages to scamper for 2 runs beautifully. He knows that at this stage there's no time to be looking or wasting balls, so he immediately comes in and immediately is on the money.
Yeah. If you are that Sunday club cricket batsman, unfortunately, you can't get your eye in. You just need to get your eye in the minute you walk in.
Beautiful, beautiful response by Ntini there, just bowling a flat one and in the block hole, not allowing that swing to come through from Aman Khan, and he gets a dot ball, which is a very, very crucial at this stage. Dot balls are like gold here. And he gets an inside edge, but there was a bit of a shout from from Tini, but there's nothing happening there, and he's going to go back. So Aman Khan just managed to get one run there, and Tini is going to have to bowl. Still got 2 more balls left, and so far, beautifully in that wicket that he got, that rewarded his beautiful bowling earlier on.
Yeah, honestly, if you look at the figures from the Eastern Cape Iinyathi,
good running from these 2 young men. Good running between the 2 wickets. And nobody easier in terms of Khawdisa, because he's very quick as well there on the field. So to get a 1 from him, that shows that the backing of each other in the running between Mare and Khan. They back each other. And it now leaves Tandoni with just the last ball of this over, which will be his last ball for this game. And Khan has a big swing, but a swing and a miss. And it finishes the over, the 19th over, with Eastern Storm on 127 for 6 wickets down.
Yeah, 127 for 6 with 1 over left. Tandoni finishing with the figures of what's this, 1 for 26. We spoke about the bowling figures earlier of all these bowlers from Eastern Cape, Iinyathi. Beautiful bowling figures, I won't lie. There isn't really a bowler that was expensive that has gone beyond 30 runs. So well done to the captain, well done to the bowlers, and well done to the fielders.
Oh, good pick up by the batter there, but well taken catch. Very, very comfortable taken catch by Herdes Kutsia at the boundary to see off, I think it's Devan Mare there who connected it nicely, but not enough. And speaking of that, Alinde Latlachwa bowling the last over. He's the only man who's close to being hit for over 30 runs, because currently he's bowled 3.1 and he's currently sitting with 2 wickets, but 27 runs.
Yeah, for a moment I thought the ball was going to go past the fielder here at the bottom at mid-on, in fact long on, and taken by Herdes, Herdes Kutsia just doing the job for the bowler. So far the wickets that have gone, 7 wickets, 5 balls left in this innings. But we spoke about the 130, which wasn't likely earlier, but now when we look at the score, they've done very well, the Eastern Storm.
Yeah, definitely. That was about, 2 overs ago when we thought 130 is now easy. Start looking at 140. But all of a sudden, wicket down, a few dot balls, a few ones, and denying them boundaries. All of a sudden, it's now making even that 130 difficult, sitting at 127 with about 5 balls left. He just bowls it on the leg side, is Alindi Mhlechwa, making it very easy, and the umpire there, Mr. Keegan Williams, signals that it's a leg by, and it brings the new man on strike, Pillay, who's going to now face his first ball, who maybe at one stage thought he's not going to be bowling. I mean, he's not going to be batting. He was starting to think about his bowling, is Mikhail Pillay.
Yeah, Mikhail Pillay.
Mikhail Pillay picks it up beautifully, to get the second 6 of the game, and that takes them then over at 130. Fantastic. Where has Mikhail Pile been? Because he came in first ball, middled it beautifully. Bigger 6, in fact, better than that one that Yuris Nean hit.
Yeah, that is Amin Khan middling the ball. So I think 140 is still on.
And this one goes through, gets missed by Mikhail Pile, and misses the stumps, goes through to the keeper for no run. Dot ball.
Beautiful response. 2 more deliveries left in this innings. Storm surely looking at a 140.
What an out. That was very, very silly, but you can't blame Shane Michael Pillay because he had to run there. But good thinking by Mhlechwa there. Instead of not throwing at it, quickly looked at the back and picked up that Mikhail Pillay is very, very far away. I can actually walk and clip the stumps off to run him out. So very beautiful thinking. It shows that he's thinking on his feet is Alendile Mhlechwa. Fantastic there, but Mikhail Pillay just came in and hit that 6 run and is now out.
Yeah, Amin Khan going for 9 runs, having faced just 7 deliveries. He hit that 1/6 of the innings, or in fact there were 2 sixes in this innings. One was hit by the batsman Yuris Nean, and the other one that you saw this afternoon, which came to our end, was by Pillay. He had a long go at that ball, and definitely one of the shots of the match. Easy job for the batsman walking in. He just needs to stand on the other end.
Yeah, Rasaman is looking to be bowling earlier on. He's the leading attack bowler of the Eastern Storm, so his job is hired in this game for bowling. So he wouldn't mind it, even though he backs himself as a batter. Hits it straight. I'm sure they're going to attempt to run 2 runs there, and they do. And with the misfield, they're going to look to come for 3. And yes, they are running, and is Khan making it. And yes, Mikhail Pillay made it easily home, and that picks up 3 runs, and it takes Eastern Storm to a total of 137 with 8 wickets down after 20 overs. I'm sure they won't be necessarily angry that much with that score. They will be slightly happy with it.
Yeah, we spoke about the score being at 97 just a few overs ago, and there were 5 wickets down, but things changed. Let's look at the bowling figures. Tandoni going for 26 runs, just getting 1 wicket. Aris Kutsia 23 runs, that 1 wicket. Alindile Mhlechwa also going for 36 runs. The most expensive bowler in this attack, Tozama Totana, one of the best bowling figures for this afternoon so far, with 2 wickets for 21. Gaudi Simulife, very unfortunate, going for his 28 runs.
Yeah, no, great stuff. It looks like it was a good plan. Only 5 overs 5 bowlers were used. And just looking at that batting card, Sikukune earlier on, remember, was playing all sorts of shots, scoring 23 of just 17 balls. And Chris Betts was caught just in front trying to drive one and got out for 8. And Yuris Nean was the man who got them to at least this decent score, scoring 56 of 39 balls. He was one of 2 batters who only got in the 2 sixes. He was one who hit the first 6 of the game. And Braden Hicks, who's been on form, who's been in good form for Eastern Storm, didn't bother the scorers that much, only scoring 1. And the captain, Grant Thompson, 16 of 23. And Ennis Kemp just facing 1 ball, getting a duck there. And Devon Murray stuck around with Yuris Nean. He scored 12 runs of 13 balls. And Aman Khan later on coming and scoring 9. And Mikhail Pillay just at first, Aman Khan, that first shot, he came in and he hit it big for a 6. But later on, Mikhail Pillay getting a not out for 3 runs. So it makes and it finishes the total here at 137 for Eastern Storm with 8 wickets down. So when we come back, Eastern Cape Iinyathi will be looking for 138 to win this game. not.
Says we're good to go.
Yeah, welcome back to Willowmoore Park Cricket Stadium, where the Eastern Storm, the home team, is playing against Eastern Cape Iinyathi. And earlier on, just to fill you in, if you remember, Eastern Storm won the toss and decided to bat. They scored 137 for 8 in their allotted 20 overs. And Eastern Cape Iinyathi are about to start their run chase. And opening the bat, or should I say opening the bowling for Eastern Storm, seems to be Simelane, who would be Tumelo Simelane, who would be opening the bowling from the Willowmoore Park High School end.
Yeah, trusting the left hand of Tumelo Simelane to open the encounter, the bowling for the Eastern Storm. Has done it in the past, and surely the captain is backing him up. And obviously for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, Captain Nathan Roux opening the batting. And straight on the mark for Tumelo Simelane.
Yeah, and you're right there. And it's just partnering the captain in opening the bowling, Nathan Roux. Opening the batting is Christian Dutoit, who both of them a bit of experience, but still young experience, and they'll be chasing this 138 by Eastern Storm. And immediately again, second ball, dot ball from Tumelo Simelane, bowling it to the captain.
Yeah, Tumelo and Simelane on the mark so far, making the batsman play. Hasn't given anything away, but let's see what is on offer for the next 4 balls in this over.
And immediately the captain picks it up, but not seriously well timed, but just one bounce for, just a few meters short of going all the way for 6 runs. But good intent from Eastern Cape Iinyathi, just showing that maybe they want to go early at this score. And quite a statement by Eastern Storm to say we will open with a spin bowler.
Yeah, batsman bowler should not be deterred.
And then this time around, he bowls it slightly flat, and the captain hits it straight to that long on fielder, who's Mikhail Pillay, and he just manages to stop and picks up 1 run.
Batsman Dutoit taking his guard. He has to deal with 2 deliveries in this over.
And the batsman picks it up beautifully, and we'll see what the umpire says. And he says that's 6 runs. That's the first 6 for Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Remember, it took a bit of time for Eastern Storm to hit a 6. And here's Eastern Cape Iinyathi hitting it just in 5 balls in the first over of the game.
Yeah, Simelane has travelled so far, 5 deliveries, 11 runs. He'll want to bring it back.
Again, it attempts to pick it up, but this time, comfortable, beautiful catch at the boundary there to dismiss Christian Dutoit. And after hitting that beautiful 6, that's actually poor, because if he had just managed to get 1 run already in this over, they had enough runs that they've received. There was no need for that. But immediately, Eastern Cape Iinyathi, after 1 over, they are 11 runs, 1 wicket down.
Christian Dutoit going for 6 runs, having faced 2 deliveries, just been in there for 3 minutes. Simelane celebrates after going for 11 runs in his first 5 deliveries. A very good catch taken there in the boundary, running. The ball was coming in very hard, very fast, and having to adjust with the wind and everything, and while you are in motion is difficult. So a beautiful catch taken there by the Eastern Storm. A good start for them, 11 for 1 in the very first over.
Yeah, beautiful catch that by Chris Britz at the boundary. Very comfortable and very composed. It didn't look like he panicked. And even looking at the replay here, he was still running when he took that. He was never just at any stage standing. He was still running and took that comfortably. And immediately it puts this game in an interest. And Grant Thompson just shuffling around the field there. And the man who will be bowling from a Kuruleni end is their main attack bowler. Their main man in terms of attack, and Andrew Rasemane, who's been the leader of this pack in terms of bowling. He's the man and he likes bowling it from this end of Ekurhuleni, and he'll be bowling now to the new man, Ruthven. And immediately bowls one that's down leg, and the umpire immediately calls it wide. Mr. Keegan Williams calls it wide, and Andrew Rasemane is questioning the umpire's decision there. And I'm still yet to see Mbali, in all my years being involved in cricket, whether as a player, as a spectator, or anything else, I've never seen a decision been reversed once an umpire has called it wide.
Yep, not to be reversed, but maybe surely say, Mr. Amps, have a look at it again.
And this time around, he just bowls it right in that rib cage, and the batsman comfortably, the captain there, Nathan Rue, just climbs on it, all over it, and just knocks it to that vacant mid-wicket area to pick up 1 run.
Yeah, new batsman in Vian Rudven, having to deal with Rasemane. 5 deliveries to come in this over. Interesting times indeed. So far, 1 wicket has fallen, and Rasemane is hoping to break the partnership that is yet to start.
Yeah, and bowls it straight into the new fielder. A new batter, and that's what you want. You want him to be playing early on. Don't want to give him any loose balls. So that would be good, and that's what Grant Thompson will be very happy with, to see Andrew Rasemane bowling it straight to the new batter.
Rasemane so far has bowled very good deliveries, except for that one ball which was called a wide, but has come back.
This time he cuts it beautifully, pierces the gap fantastically, and picks up 4 runs. That's a very, very bad ball from Rasemane, bowling it short and wide, allowing the new batter to just have a good swing at it, and perfectly placing it into that gap. And even now, just looking at that replay with Rasemane running in, and he pitches it short and wide, and Ruthven was on top of it.
Yeah, Rasemane just bowling a loose delivery. Ruthven just rocking back and cutting it. Powerful. His fielder stood no chance there. And first sleep being moved to mid-wicket. Surely they've seen something.
Again, bowls a fantastic one this time. If he just bowls it slightly fuller, and if that's one thing they need to have learned from Eastern Cape Iinyathi, is that they got good results from just bowling it fuller, slightly fuller. If there were no runs, there were actually wickets.
Yeah, the batsman there not too sure what's happening, just rocking back in 2 minds whether to go forward and go back, but eventually keeps the ball out from crashing.
Again, it just bowls it slightly fuller this time, but way outside off stump. Basically, that's 6 stump. And Ruthven again having a swing there and managed to pierce that gap again. And 4 runs again.
Yeah, very loose delivery. Ruthven being ruthless when it comes to the ball that is being bowled, that is being wide.
Yeah, if Rasimene must learn something there, even the bowlers coming after him, is don't bowl it wide here.
Yeah. Pulls out again. Was thinking about the delivery that he was going to bowl in next. That is Rasimene. Not the first bowler to, pull out, especially from this end. Not too sure what seems to be disturbing. Is it the wind that is blowing across that may be playing a role when these bowlers approach the popping crease?
Oh, fantastic fielding there from the old man, Grant Thompson. Fantastic fielding, leading by example from on the field there. Fantastic, that's good to see.
Looks like there'll be a bowling change. Similane won't be coming back to bowl this over.
Yeah, and I think that's understandable. Man, he was expensive in his first over. Yes, he picked up a wicket, but they seemed to be very careful. I mean, very comfortable facing him early on. So maybe he's gotten that one out. He can then come back later on. And it looks like the man to be bowling from the school end, the Willowmoore Park High School end, is Khan.
Yeah, it is Aman Khan coming to bowl from the Willowmoore Park High School end, hoping he'll break this partnership. Fairly new, but the runs, when you look at them on the board, it's very scary.
And immediately Aman Khan is on the money, just bowling it, getting the captain Roo on that front foot, blocking it, getting dot balls. This is what we were talking about, Bali, earlier on in the innings of Eastern Storm, when the bowlers of Eastern Cape, remember Antini, and you remember as well Totana, when they're coming into bowl, it looks like they were only warming up when they started bowling, which this is what you want. Bowler immediately, the first ball to be on the money.
Moving across and just having a slight shout, and Empire just signals a leg by there. Captain Nathan Drew trying to invent new shots, and that's obviously going to give Aman Khan a bit of hope. If you see a batsman, even in the very first over when Similane was bowling, with the boundary that he scored, he moved across. Surely he's going to expose the stump, and that's what's going to keep the bowler interested.
Yeah, and that now brings Ruthven to be facing. This will be his sixth ball facing, but the first time obviously with only 2 balls gone from Khan, so brings him on strike. And gets away with it, I think. Khan, that is slightly short and wide, but Ruthven didn't punish it the way it should have been. But dot ball, in any case, for Khan, he will be happy with it.
Yeah, definitely. Aman Khan is fortunate there not to have that ball crash into the back of the boundary. So far, we've seen Ruthven being ruthless when it comes to the short ball being bowled, just cutting it to the square boundary.
And this time around, he tries to hit it, but is Kukuna doing some good job there at the boundary to just stop it from even getting 1 run, to getting through, which is earlier on what I realized is when Eastern Cape Iinyathi were fielding, that inner circle area, especially that mid-wicket area, it was always vacant. It was easier to just get 1 runs there, where I thought earlier on, especially this time of the game, you want to keep it tight, you want to keep it clean, so that you don't just give away easy runs. You keep the pressure on the batting team. Oh, has a swing and a miss, as you would say in Bali, Ruthven. And you said it now, that this man seems to be approaching them with a ruthless mentality. He wants to be hitting it, and that one was going to go over the boundary.
Yeah, Ruthven just playing, having a swing, and Khan just thinking, oh, I could have had my moment there. I could have had my moment, but we'll just have to wait and see. What else can Rudven? We've seen that he can play the cut shot.
He tries again at that, but didn't really time it. Goes towards that deep square leg, and they just managed to get one run. And it finishes the over, the third over, with Eastern Cape Iinyathi now sitting on 23 runs, 1 wicket down after 3 overs.
Yeah, beautiful over by Aman Khan, just going for 2 runs in that over, having looked at the very first 2 overs that had gone for 22 runs, and just bringing it back there and just showing the lads how it's done. Just put it there, guys. These guys, the only shot they can play is the short ball. They rock back and they cut. If you bring it closer to their bodies, they find it very difficult. And with that being said, it looks like there'll be a change of bowler. Number 62, that is Ernest Cam, who could not score a run, who was out quite early, just, got out with a duck. Surely wants to retaliate and give his captain an early wicket and just put a bit of pressure on Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Come to think of it, I don't think we've seen a right arm spinner today. So far, it's all the lefties that are doing the spinning.
Yeah, Khawdisa and Simelane bowling similar type of coming from one angle, but Kempt is bowling a left armer and immediately gets knocked into that mid-wicket area by Ruthven, who picks up 1 run.
We spoke about the vacant mid-wicket area. Eastern Cape Iinyathi utilizing that space there and making sure that they get the runs.
A bit of intent there from the captain, double stepping, but quite smart from Kem, realizing that he's coming up and just bowling it wide as down leg, that looking for him to miss it, and then he gets a stumping. Very clever. This time he switches legs and he slog sweeps and 6 runs. Good shot that by the captain.
Yep, showing intent from the very first over that we saw when he was facing Similane. Second delivery he's faced, he's hit Cam for 6. Surely Iinyathi is on the charge here.
Yeah, it looks like their plan is very clear, what they want to do, which I think is a good one. It's a good intention, to say let's get as much runs as possible early on, so that we don't leave ourselves seriously under pressure later on, especially with these low scores. You tend to leave it, and by the time you pick up, it's too late. You are now 6-7 wickets down, and you are now in trouble. So their approach is very good. At this rate, they achieved 8.6 run rate, and they only require 6.5. So they are above the requirement rate, which is good. Yes, they might be 1 wicket down, but in terms of runs, they are on the money, and they now need 108 to win of 99 runs. 99 balls, sorry.
And also, you look at the Duckworth-Lewis system, looking at the weather conditions here in Benoni, with a bit of cloud cover, they are far ahead by 6 runs. The Duckworth-Lewis system says if they would be on par, they would be on 24, but these guys are on 30 runs already.
Camp goes over, and 6 runs over the fielders, and it went fantastically towards their change room there. Beautiful shot that by the captain Nathan Roux. Very, very clear statement sent here by Eastern Cape Iinyathi. We're going to chase these runs, and we're going to chase them early on.
Yeah, they're looking to do it very quickly. Also, I guess looking at the bonus point.
Has a swing again, and this time Kem also tries to bowl it down leg, but he gets missed by Kem, but he's still called a wide. Oh, he has an attempt, but fielder's going to try, but misses it. Beautiful dive, beautiful attempt, but unfortunately for Devon Murray, he misses it and finishes off with a 4. And what an expensive over. And immediately Eastern Cape Iinyathi are now sitting on 41 runs after 4 overs with 1 wicket down. That over from Kemp, very expensive, similar to the first over bowled of Eastern Cape Iinyathi, which went for 18 runs. This one also went for 18 runs.
Yeah. The Eastern Cape Iinyathi just need 97 runs of 96 balls. Batsman number 1 is on 22. Batsman number 2 is on 10 runs. With Khan coming from the Willowmoore Park High School end, looking to change the team's fortune and continue bowling the way he bowled in his first over.
Yeah, good stop there. Good stop by the fielder there. And rightfully, like you were saying there, that good stop by Chris Britz, the very same man who took that catch at the boundary. And there seems to be, oh no, I thought it was a bit of a niggle there with his fielding, but no, just coming back to chat with the bowler. But yeah, so far Khan has been bowling fantastic. I mean, his over just went for 1 run, his first over. So that's what they'll be looking at to limit the Eastern Cape, because they've started with a bang. I mean, at this now they are sitting at 9.8 runs and over.
Yeah, Khan trying to bring it back again down. That is the run rate.
Ruthven having a swing, but not clear in terms of hitting the gap and just hitting it straight to the fielder there at point, who happens to be the captain himself, Grant Thompson. So that's what they would want. I mean, 2 balls, 2 dot balls. That's exactly what they want. One beautiful thing that I see, which I saw was a difference between the two in terms of fielding, is that in the circle, he's packed all his fielders. I mean, he's got 5 fielders on the onside, and all of them in the circles, just to making sure that we close those gaps. And this time Ruthven says, okay, I'll hit you where there's no fielder, but there's an attempt, and it's went over, and the umpire, Mr. Erasmus, says 6 runs.
Ruthven, very ruthless once again, hitting Aman Khan straight over his head. Just the fielder that attempted to try and catch the ball, but it all went in vain. Ruthven, definitely a very powerful man. Can see the ball big. If it's there to be hit, it's definitely going to the boundary.
Yeah, Ruthven being ruthless, hitting big shots here. And I thought that attempt, it was going to have to be a good catch to be taken. Man Khan responds beautifully with a very ball that's ball tight into the body, not allowing Ruthven to free his arms. But the umpire then also signals leg byes there as they take that 1 run.
Yeah, beautiful comeback by Aman Khan after being hit for 6 straight over his head, and just bowling a ball that just cramps the batsman, being caught in 2 minds, not too sure to go up like it did, or just play the ball to his leg side.
Yeah, good running between these 2 batters. Good running between Roo and Ruthven to pick up that 1 run. Just blocks it just here in front, realizing that the inner circle fielders are actually way too deep, standing on the circle itself. And if you back yourself as back each other, you know that you can manage to run that 1 run, which they picked up very, very easy there.
Yeah, very important that you keep the score rotating. Just don't wait for the boundaries. If there's an odd run to steal it.
Attempts that, but looks like it will be a comfortable 4 runs. Hits it beautifully straight, went past that mid-on area. Fantastic shot there. That's not the one he was looking to hit hard with the power that we've seen in this little space of Ruthven. That one was just beautifully hit, straight shot, and it went all the way for 4.
That being said, it's 53 runs, 50 up for Eastern Cape Iinyathi in just 23 minutes. Just 30 balls. That is achieved in 30 balls with 1 wicket down. They've done it much quicker than the Eastern Storm. Now, if you look at the Duckwood Lewis system, they would be on 35. That would be par, but they are way ahead. So even if the rain comes at this point in time, the game would be given to the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. They've played very well so far. And coming back from this end, the Ekurhuleni end, is Andrew Rasimene.
The Empire is going to give that, and as where we're standing, we're right on top of that line. And I nearly screamed myself to say out, but I didn't remember that I'm not an Empire, Bali. But that was plumb. It was flat, it was straight. There was no way that the only thing that ball was missing was middle stump.
Definitely hitting middle stump right below. Even you look at the distance the ball had to travel after it crashed into the pads. It was a very short distance. And looking at Roo, he's a very short man. And, great bowling from Andrew Rasimene. We spoke about, Roo being one of the batsmen that cross bats. And Rasimene knew if he bowls it straight, it's either it's going to crash into his stumps or it's going to hit the pads. And that would have given him a chance. And the score is 53 for 2. So Roo goes for... in fact, Roo goes for I'll just double check now.
Yeah, the new batter coming in now is Jason Nean, and Roo went out, by the way, for 23 runs off just 14 balls. He was also planning to go after it. You could see that the intent was quite clear from him. He's the man that actually started it. And Ruthven just came in to join in. So let's just see what Jason Nean does. Is he going to continue from where the captain left? Or is he going to be the guy that just takes his ones and twos and maybe gives Ruthven the strike?
Beautiful delivery to start off. And just being kept out by Jason Nean, and manages to run and get off the mark. That is Rasimene bowling another straight delivery. Was hoping that he would miss.
Yeah, I think he's now remembered that there's actually a reward when you bowl it slightly straighter, because that's what Eastern Cape Iinyathi was doing. They were bowling it straighter and they were bowling it fuller, and they were getting their wickets. If not, they were getting dot balls.
Yeah, just goes to show you bowl it straight, you get rewarded most of the time.
And beautifully picks it up. Ruthven clips it into that gap, and Aman Khan is going to have a chase, and a beautiful chase he does to save that from the boundary, and they just managed to run 3 runs.
Yeah, definitely saved one more run. Could have gone to the boundary, gave it his all. That is Aman Khan. You know, you need such when you're a bowler. You need your fielders to be on top of their game. You know, backing you up and just fielding every run and being stingy with every run that they can save.
Again, there's Rasimene bowling. It's slightly straighter, but that one just a slight touch towards the leg side, making it easier for Ruthven to just clip it towards Nean, to clip it to that leg side and pick up one.
Yeah, Nean just scoring at run a ball. Just looks like he's the batsman that will look for ones and say, Ruthven, you are free to do whatever you want.
A slight step behind just to sort of give the wrong angle for the bowler, but Rasimene just stuck to his line and bowled it straight and gets a dot ball.
Looking at Rasimene's rhythm when he approaches the bowling crease, very easy, very gentle, very good, rhythm.
Again, they're bowling it straight, but the batter also beautifully there, Ruth Van is. He hit that previous one in the previous over, slightly straighter, and he got the result for it when he got 4. This one he hit it, but he hit it towards the fielder. In fact, straight to the fielder, Sekhukhune, who manages to save it. And that finishes the 6th over, and the score is 58, and the umpire signals power play, and the runs in terms of wickets, 2 wickets down, 58 runs.
Yeah, way ahead. That is Eastern Cape Iinyathi compared to the Eastern Storm and where they were around this time. They just need 80 more runs to win with 8 wickets left. We'll see Simelane coming back from the end that he was bowling from in the very first over that he bowled. He'll be bowling to Nean, the new batsman in.
Yeah, and immediately Nean hits it straight to that fielder at mid-on and easily. Simelane tried to dive, but wasn't tall enough. Just still beat him and got to take his one.
Yeah, not the tallest bowler I've seen, that is.
Hits it into the gap is Ruth Van, but to that fielder, Aman Khan, who's at the boundary as a sweeper, just manages to pick it up easily, and they just pick up 1 run from that.
Yeah. So currently in the crease, you've got batsman number 13 and batsman number 23. It's a game of numbers.
Oh, there's a beautiful dive and a beautiful stop by Sekhukhune there. Fantastic fielding. That's what you want, especially when you're defending these kind of low scores. That's the fielding you'd want, and not give away just easy, cheap runs.
Yeah, beautiful fielding all round by the 3 men involved, the keeper, the cover, and the bowler.
Again, Sekhukhune dives, and this time around, though, he knocks it with his knee, and they just managed to run that 1 run.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Dumis Sekhukhune, but not Kabelos Sekhukhune. By the way, just getting the 2 names confused. They are siblings, by the way.
Yeah, cousins.
Cousins? But they're no cousins. I wonder who inspires who.
A good cut that by Ruth Van, but again cutting it straight to that man on the boundary to just pick up 1 run. And it ends the 7th over with Eastern Cape Iinyathi on 62 runs for 2 wickets down. Currently at this stage, the run rate that they've achieved, Eastern Cape Iinyathi, is 8.9 runs. And remember, they require actually 5.8, so they are way over the required rate. And at this stage, they need 76 runs to win from 78 balls.
Well, there's lots of time left for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, and there's also plenty of opportunities the Eastern Storm can create to make sure that they get the 8 wickets that are left in order for them to restrict the Eastern Cape Iinyathi from getting the score that they put on the board, that is 137.
Yeah, change of bowling from Ekurhuleni end, and it's going to be Mikhail Pillay. Mikhail Pillay gets picked up by the batter Ruth Van into the stands there for 6 runs.
Yeah, what a welcome for Mikhail Pillay from Ruth Van. Bowled it short, it just rocked back, and the next thing, the ball was on the stands. We did say he's a very powerful man, When it's bowled short, he'll definitely pick you and will definitely end at the back of the boundary. That is Ruth Van hitting it, being ruthless once again.
Yeah, and hitting it in front of square, showing that he's got a bit of time. He had enough time to rock back and place it beautifully. This time around, he clips it towards that vacant mid-wicket area. They're looking for the second run, and he's going to make it home. The throw is a bit wild, and it's not straight at the stumps from Chris Brits. So first time I see Ruthven looking to run two. Normally, he's looking to hit boundaries and let the boundary do the running.
Yeah, most definitely Ruthven ran two. Looking to score quick as he's continuing. Just 68 more runs for them to win, with the score being 70 for 2. Mikhail Pillay just having bowled 2 deliveries, already having gone for 8 runs this over.
That sort of rushed Ruthven a bit, but good adjustment, good hands, and managed to just play it on the ground towards that point area, which is marshaled there by the captain, Grant Thompson. But they managed to get 1 run. And this time clips it on the legs and just hits that gap where Chris Brits is on the boundary, has to run in to just save the ball, but comfortable, safe, easy one.
Yeah, 1 valuable run as you just keep the score ticking, as you just keep taking, eating the runs away. Just 66 more runs needed.
Yeah, Ruthven there, hitting it straight to the fielder at long on, and just comfortable now. They're just picking up their ones, and once in a while they pick up a boundary. The only thing now that Eastern Storm can come back into this game that can give them a chance is to take wickets.
Yeah, the only way to do it is to take wickets. Ruthven, you can see, is a man that wants to get on with it. Probably wants to catch the 6 p.m. flight. Nean also getting into groove now, seeing the ball, just like Ruthven was.
Yeah, and end of the over now. After 8 overs, the score is 74. It's still 2 wickets down, and that run rate has just been maintained at that 9.2, 9.3. So they are doing fantastically well. Is Eastern Cape Iinyathi chasing this run, this 137 beautifully. They're not leaving it until late, and at this stage now they need 64 runs from 72 balls.
Yeah, most definitely. It's going to be a daunting task. It's going to be a challenge for the Eastern Storm to claw their way back, but nothing is impossible. Like we said, 1 leads to 2, 2 leads to 3. Is there an opportunity? Looks like a man under it, and he's taken it. Andile Simelane breaks this partnership. Jason Niman trying to go over long on and just skying the ball into the grey sky of Benoni. But the man right there was very calm and taking that catch. Jason Niman going for 6 runs, having been in there for 13 minutes, 9 deliveries faced. Now it's 74 for 3. Beautiful, beautiful moment there for Simelane, the Collie.
Yeah, good catch, good comfortable catch again by Chris Brits. Chris Brits, remember earlier on, took that one running. He seems to be taking them beautifully there at the boundary, not feeling any way under any pressure whatsoever. He's taking them calmly there himself again, very much composed, took it beautifully. It spent some time because it was very high, that ball, but he just got under it and waited and comfortably taking it. And this could be the game changer in terms of wickets. But with the man Ruthven still out there, but the more you have new batters coming in, the better for you. And 74 for 3 is Eastern Cape Iinyathi, but so far so good for them, the betting side, because they still got the upper hand.
Yep, still have the upper hand. Once again, the two men that come into play, Simelane and Brits, they bought, in fact, bowled by Simelane. The very first wicket caught by Brits. Once again, bowled by Simelane, caught by Brits. With that being said, a new batsman in for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Inati Simalika, the wicket keeper, a lefty. We see Tumis Kukune, Kabelos Kukune running to the far end of the field near the grandstand. It will be interesting to see what the ploy would be between the bowler and the fielding team.
Oh, what a catch! What a beautiful catch! The batter just coming in and clipping a ball that's slightly wide. There was no need for that, and the fielder did not have to move. It just came down his throat, and he took it beautifully. Now, all of a sudden, in 2 balls, 2 wickets.
We spoke about it and said 1 leads to 2, 2 leads to 3. Getting out of a golden duck, the very first ball he faces, he just edges it and is caught at gully. There is the wicket keeper Malika, who has to walk back to the pavilion. Now a new batsman in. It means that there's going to be a bit of pressure. That is Michael Copeland coming in at number 6 for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Now Eastern Storm have a bit of hope to say we can actually do it, guys. We just need 2 more wickets and we've got them under pressure. But the most prime scalp would be of Ruthven, who has been the protagonist or the main man of the show.
Yeah, Eastern Cape Iinyathi, remember, have this for them. They've played a few games. They've won their last 2 games. They're feeling very confident compared to Eastern Storm, who's played 2 games before that. Their first game was cancelled because of bad light, and the second one went to the power over where they lost. And they scramble here for a quick single, and they make it comfortably with Copeland facing his first ball and just taking an easy one there.
Yeah. A tale of 2 sides there. One having won both games, one losing one, and one game not being played. Surely Eastern Cape Iinyathi are brimming in confidence. An effort, but ends up in the boundary. That is by Khan.
A great effort there, the boundary by Khan, but unfortunately not enough. And it managed to pick up 4 runs there for Ruthven, who's still going strong. At this stage now, he's sitting on 39 runs after 25 balls. And I'm sure now, Eastern Cape Iinyathi, this is the man they'll be looking at to say, we're now bet around you. You just do the job for us. And this time it clips one straight to that long on, beautiful, easy one to pick up. And it looks like now he's also read the game beautifully to say, you know, when I've just managed to get a boundary, I don't need to be doing what has been done earlier, and you end up getting out quickly, which is what Christian de Toit did earlier. You now just picked up a boundary. Next ball, let me pick up one because it's enough. It's what we need in this over. We only need 5 runs and over. And there again, they managed with Copeland to pick up another one. So already, I mean, in just these last 3 balls, they've picked up 6 runs. So that's all they need to do. They don't need to be doing anything foolish. They just need to stick to this plan. And at the end of the 9th over, Eastern Cape Iinyathi is now sitting on 81 for 4 wickets down, which means now they need 57 runs in 66 balls.
Yep, still lots of time for them. Still have wickets in hand. Rasimene, having taken the other wicket from this end, will be bowling his last over.
Yeah, I don't blame the captain here, Grant Thompson. He's bowling his best man through because he's now picked up 3 wickets for him and he needs wickets. So there's no reason to save your best bowler. Let him, might as well just finish off his overs, and who knows, he might pick up another 1 or 2 in this over. The keeper chases that one all the way from where he was standing towards Square Leg Empire with no fielder getting there. The keeper, though, got there, Hicks. He managed to outrun everyone, and he just managed to make sure that they just get 1 run from that.
Well, it outsprinted everyone. Rasimene had been halfway down the track, having to take a different direction to fetch the ball. But keeper just outsprinting him, and somebody coming in from deep down.
This one, he bows it straight, and the Empire says, yes, you are out. And this is what I was saying, that why save your bowler when you know that they now need the runs and they are in their route to go winning. So you might as well put the pressure on and put your best bowler in. And Rasimene picks up his 4th wicket straight. And again there, Mbali, we are standing right on top of the line of the Empire. And that was straight. And if you just look at the replay, there is no way that was not going to be given out.
There was definitely crashing between middle and leg stump. And, a toe crusher, beautiful delivery, gets rid of the man that has been problematic. That is Rootvan going for 40 runs, having been in the crease for 43 minutes, facing 27 balls with 4 fours and 2 big sixes. Now, the score for Eastern Cape Iinyathi is 82 for 5. This is exactly where Eastern Storm were a couple of overs. In fact, in their innings, they were on 80-something, 4-5, but with less overs. In fact, these ones, the only difference that they are ahead in terms of the run rate.
Yeah, Ruthven, the dangerous man, goes out. That should give some hope to Eastern Storm, even though it brings Hardes Coetzee. He bowled earlier on and bowled his 4-over spell, picking up 1 wicket for 23 runs in 4. So let's see what he can also do with the bat. And yes, you are right. Eastern Storm were 83 for 5 after 13.1 overs.
Starts off.
And a little bit of a misfield there. And they managed to just pick up 1 and a misthrow. And they come back for the 2nd run. That's very, very, very poor from Eastern Storm fielders.
Yeah, very, very sloppy from the fielder. And the bowler, in fact, from the cricketers all round. They just need to calm the situation around. They need to calm the nerves, excitement all around. Right now, there is that bit of hope that they can actually bowl out Eastern Cape Iinyathi if they can get a wicket within the next few deliveries.
And he bowls and he responds with a bouncer. And immediately the Empire at Square Leg, Mr. Gianni Erasmus, signals to the Empire, Keegan Williams, to say that's 1. And Keegan Williams signals to the batter that is the 1 bouncer for the over. The batter now knows that there won't be any bouncers coming, so he can camp on that front foot. But once in a while I've seen bowlers who attempt and bowl a bouncer just to shake off the batter. But at this stage, Eastern Cape Iinyathi are still ahead. I mean, they're still getting at 8.7 runs and over. And this time he bowls a slightly a fuller one. And the batter there blocks it in the front foot, Hardes Coetzee. And that's the beauty of having batters now, because we've got 2 new batters. And that slows down the momentum. That slows down the scoring rate. And as you see at every ball, every dot ball, that run rate achieves goes down a touch.
Yep, they've gone below the 9-point mark right now. They needed 5.3 to just get to the 138 that they require to win this game. But it becomes difficult with the two new batsmen in the crease.
And Rasimane bowls his last ball and gets hit for a beautiful on drive. Nice and straight for 4 runs to finish off his 4-over spell.
Yeah, showing us the face of the bat. That is Marais. Showing us the face of the bat. Just straight, easing into the shot and just coming down to where we are in the Ekurhuleni end. A beautiful cricket shot that is played.
Yeah, beautiful shot by Harris Kutsia. So it means he can bowl and he can bat. Copeland, hitting a straight shot, and that finishes off the 10th over with Eastern Cape Iinyathi 88 for 5 after 10 overs. They now require, from the last 10 overs, they need 50 runs. That's very, very easy maths. They just need 5 runs and over.
Yep. Looks like easy maths, but it's not going to be easy for them. They need to get the runs as they take off for 1, as the ball is thrown in very quickly by Marias.
That's actually, I think, Brits, who's been doing fantastically well on the field. He took those 2 catches comfortably, and then now he's running in, picking it up and throwing in, denying them of that second run that they thought of taking.
Yeah, Brett's very athletic also.
No run there, hitting it straight to Grant Thompson. At this stage, Eastern Cape Iinyathi shouldn't be panicking. They should be just looking at that scoreboard saying, we've got the 1, we've still got 3 balls to go, or 4 balls to go, and we get 1 just like that. We're on track. We just run them hard. They're looking for the second one, but Divan Mare does fantastically there at the field to make sure that he cuts that thought of them looking to run for the second time. So good. So far, they've got 2 runs in this over, and there's 3 balls left.
Once again, goes to Marais. The ball seems to be finding him, between him and Brits there at long on and at cow corner. These 2 fielders have been busy most of the afternoon.
Yeah, it looks like these batters are just looking at that vacant mid-wicket area, and they're just saying, we'll just clip it there. It's easy 1. I mean, they've just gotten 3 runs in that area. And in the 5 runs that they need and over, those are easy runs. Again, hitting it towards that side, hitting it to Brits, who picks up and throws in. And they managed to get 4 runs. They're just 1 run short of the target in terms of 5 runs and over. But again, as I said, it's not panic stages yet. They are right on track. At this stage, 92 for 5 after 11 overs, with now 9 overs left.
Yep, Tumelo Smelane finishing his allotted 4 overs, going for 26 runs and taking the 3 wickets. That is well bowled, and we'll have a new bowler coming in. That is Ernest Kem, who bowled just 1 over and went for 18 runs.
Ernest Kemp will be bowling to the batter there, Harris Kutsia, who's the man who did a bit of bowling earlier on. He will now be bowling to him, and is bowling from Ekurhuleni end. Tries to cut it into the gap, but good fielding, but enough, not enough to stop the 2 batters from running their 1.
Yeah, was reminded of a moment by Tandoni earlier. Beautiful moment, beautiful cricket. You wish to relive that moment as a fielder.
This time he just hits it into that gap beautifully and easily so. And the man who scored the runs earlier on that Erasmus is the man that's picking it up on the boundary. I mean, Juris Nean, sorry. Again, trying to hit that gap, but this time around, Andrew Rasimane saves it and no run.
Rasimane saving valuable runs. Just showing that bowlers can also be very good fielders. What happened there?
Missed it. It missed everything. Missed the batter, missed the wickets, and missed the gloves of the keeper. Just went straight. Just watching the replay there, it missed everything. Even the keeper couldn't pick it up, and unfortunately for Kem. Next time around, he hits it in the gap, and they're looking for a second one, but the fielder there, Juris Nean, just picking it up nicely, and they just managed to run one. Yeah, no, that one was... it missed everything, Bali.
Yeah. For a moment, I thought there was a nick.
Good ball there from Kemp to finish off the over. And that's his second over, and it's gone for 21 runs. The score is now 95 for 5 after 12 overs. They now require exactly 43 runs from 48 balls.
Yeah, Kem was a bit on the expensive side in the very first over that he bowled. Now has redeemed himself. He's just gone for 3 runs in his second over, in his second spell. Looks like they'll be giving the ball to Mikhail Pillay. Mikhail Pillay once again gets the opportunity to break this partnership. Didn't bowl badly when he did bowl, although he did go for that big shot in his first ball that he bowled.
He gets cut beautifully into the gap, but Khan is there to pick up from the boundary, doing that sweeping job there, and throws it in, and it just allows them to get 1 run. And which, as a fielding team, they know that these guys require 5.4 runs and over, so they want to be bowling dot balls now.
Yeah, they definitely want to be bowling dot balls. If you look at the run rate achieved, it's come down. It's been coming down in the last few overs. With the few wickets that have been taken, just reduces the run rate, and also the batsmen just making sure that they get a run each and every ball just to reduce the pressure. Now looking at the runs required is 41 of 46 balls. A couple of good dot deliveries or dot balls will put pressure on Eastern Cape Iinyathi and make it very tight, a very close finish.
Good shot there by Harris Kutsia, hitting it straight to that mid or long off area to pick up 1. And that's all they need to be doing, just hitting those 1s and 2s. It should be good enough to bring them as close as possible to that winning total.
Yeah, it's not far off.
Now he gets cut again, and there's going to be a chase by Khan, and they're going to come back for 2 runs, and they then comfortably make it, which is what they want. This is exactly what we're talking about, that running those 1s, running those 2s is exactly what they need at this stage. No risky shots required, because the target is within sight.
Yeah, Eastern Cape Inati get to 100 of 57 minutes, 78 balls faced, 4 fours, 7 fours and 5 sixes in this innings so far.
This is really, really fantastic batting from these 2 lads, Copeland and Kutsia. This is exactly what they want, and they are going about the business beautifully and risk-free cricket. This is what you want. We only need 37 runs in 43 balls. There's no need for us to be taking risks. If you look around the field, there's enough gaps. If you just clip it towards mid-wicket, you get a run. If you hit straight to mid-on or straight to long on or long off, you also get 1s there.
Yeah, Definitely going for the runs.
Good stop there by the captain. Oh, and he misses it. And it gives enough time to Hardes Coetzee to run back. He was out because two batters were caught on one side of the square, but they just managed to miss that. Grant Thompson and the batter or the bowler there, Mikhail Pele, did not stop that. And then it allowed Hardes Coetzee to run back. And that would be very, very frustrating for the fielding team.
Yeah, a golden opportunity to break this partnership, which is starting to be problematic. It could have been one of those moments that would have changed the complexion of the game. If you look at the partnership, it's just jumped into 20 runs between the two. And it's so far it's going steady. They were about to break that partnership. Had that, had that run out taken place, that would have changed the complexion of the entire game and would have given Eastern Storm impetus.
And now just to rub salt into the wound, this man clips it on the back foot, Hardes Coetzee, and he hits a beautiful four. He manages to pierce those two men there at the boundary, Brits and Devon Murray. And that would spoil the mood for the fielding team, because that all of a sudden would, if you just look at them, all of a sudden their heads are now going down. And now he responds with the same area in terms of hitting, but now he doesn't hit hard. He just place it into that gap to pick up one run, and that's exactly what they want. And you are right, buddy. That chance was the chance that could have been a game changer.
Yeah.
Into the gap.
Most definitely a game changer, an opportunity lost, an opportunity that they'll never regain again. That's the difference. You only get one chance, one shot in a game of cricket.
Yeah, first dot ball in a long time, and that's what they needed slightly earlier. Look, the game is not finished yet, but you can feel the momentum having shifted.
Yeah, the momentum has definitely shifted towards the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. For the moment, the lads here from Eastern Storm cannot, bury their heads. They just need to pick themselves up and create another opportunity, since, well, they saw that they can or they could.
Yeah, at this stage, these two men are playing absolutely beautiful. Just picking up those ones and just putting up those pressure. Besides that attempted run out, they've been batting beautifully. The two of them just picking up those ones and twos. And Copeland, the man, is sitting at 11 runs of 12 balls, and Coetzee 19 of 19. And the total score of Eastern Cape Inati is currently on 110 for 5 wickets down after 14. So there's 6 overs left, which is 36 balls, and there's 28 runs to win. It looks like there'll be a change of bowling from the Willowmoore Park High School end, and it's Aman Khan who will be bowling from that end, and he'll be bowling to Copeland. And there's a bit of a chat, there's a bit of a meeting with the bowler, with the two senior men in Brits and the captain, Grant Thompson, having a chat with the bowler, the young man Aman Khan, maybe just saying, what's the game plan? Maybe let's do this. Let's bowl towards the offside, because that's where they seem to have most of the fielders.
Yep, that's a dot ball. Very welcome dot ball. Puts a bit of pressure. You just bowl it there. Make sure that you can get as many dot balls as you can to put a bit of pressure on the batsmen. If they can't score the runs, they must try and hit over mid-on and mid-off. The two fielders have come back into the circle. Bowling it short. Oh, beautiful delivery there. He's bowling it short, back off a length. Copeland isn't going forward.
Yeah, swing and a miss from Copeland. Just his feet were nowhere there. He just decided to just go with his hands and had a swing and a miss.
Copeland looking beyond the two fielders that have come back in the inner circle. That is Menon and Midoff.
This time around with some foot movement, beautifully stroked it, but unfortunately just straight to the batter.
Yeah, Rasimene tidying up there at Gully. You know, bringing the run rate back down, looking at the balls remaining and looking at the runs required to win the match. It becomes tighter each and every ball that Aman Khan is bowling.
Good fielding there that by Grant Thompson. I was about to say that I like what I see there because after every ball, Grant Thompson and Chris Britz come closer to Aman Khan, sort of maybe encouraging him in terms of what's the plan, what are you looking to do, or maybe this is what we think you should do, you know, just to keep on encouraging him after every ball. And so far, this over has been very good.
Yeah, it's bowled a great over so far, just going for one with two more deliveries left on it.
What a chance there. Very, very good feeling. Looks like he just approached it casually at some stage when you look at it there, Kabelo Sikukune, but he managed to just pick it up, spin around, and throw at the other side for a run out. And there was a good backing up there by Chris Britz, which is good. This is what maybe they needed a touch earlier. Because I've just got a feeling that it's slightly a bit late because the momentum and everything is still with Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Sun definitely coming out.
A good one there again from Eastern Cape Iinyathi to finish off the over. It is now 14 overs gone, and the score is 112 for 5.
Yeah. There's about 5 more overs left for the game to end. Eastern Cape Iinyathi needs 26 runs, just a run a ball, nothing too major. Just make sure that you get 5 runs and over, or 6 if you can, and make things much easier for you and your team.
Yeah, easy maths again. 25 runs of 30 balls. That's 5 and over. So they're still intact. Remember, 10 overs, they were needing 5 runs and over. Now it's just 5 runs, 5 overs left. They still just need 5 runs and over. So they are on track. They are working on it. And as I said earlier, there's not too much pressure. All these two need to do is what they've been doing.
Good delivery from Ernest Cam. You know, the more dot deliveries that you bowl, the more pressure there is on the batting side.
And now there's an attempt of running the second one, but immediately the two guys said no. And they just managed to pick up one, which is what they need. Just one run a ball is fine.
Yeah, just one run a ball. Ooh.
They take another one there, which keeps them on track.
Yeah. Being just unfortunate so far, I think, you know, they could have done better with that one. Good fielding, but just gets that one run. Getting much closer, each and every delivery getting much closer for Eastern Cape Iinyathi. diving over it instead of under it. Gives them that extra run. This over taking the score to 117 with just one more delivery left.
And this time he just clips it again to that deep square leg, and they managed to finish the over, the 16th over, with 5 wickets down, 118 runs on the board for Eastern Cape Iinyathi. 20 from 24 is what's required. And Eastern Storm has also, just like Eastern Cape Iinyathi, so far used only 5 bowlers, and one getting over that 30 runs in terms of being scored against, and his camp 34, which is exactly the same as Eastern Cape Iinyathi. But the other bowlers, Tumelo Simelane just picked up 3 wickets for 26, and it brings Andrew Rasemane coming through for his last over. He's already got 2 wickets, and I'm sure Grant Thompson is just taking a gamble. Instead of saving him, let's rather have a go here than to wait to bowl him the last over, because we might not get to the 20th over. So rather bowl it earlier and bowl it now.
Yeah, Rasimene bowling very well in his 3 previous overs, and hoping to bowl it short. Seems like they're struggling.
And he swings across the bat, cross batting there, and they are coming back for the second, and he makes it home safe. Is Copeland.
Yeah, Copeland running the first run very fast and very hard, and now I'm making it to this end just to make sure that he's able to, face more of Andrew Rasimene.
And this time around, he hits it straight to that man who's at long on, Chris Britz, and they just manage again to be running just that one, which is what they need, just picking up those ones without any pressure, waiting for that bad ball that they can then hit for a boundary. But even if a boundary does not come in and over, they're still not that much under pressure.
Nope.
And this time he goes a swing at it, and the fielder is going to have a chase, and he manages to come across it and throws it in. Mikhail Pillay, they just run 2 runs. Copeland and Hardes Kutsia picking up 2 runs there.
Yeah, it's getting much easier each and every delivery, each and every time they score a run, taking the score to just needing 15 to win of 21 deliveries. That is 3.5 overs left.
Goes at it again, but this time hits it straight to the fielder there, who's Mikhail Pillay at the boundary, who manages to just run to it and pick it up and throw it in, and they just managed to get 1 run from that. Andrew Rasimene bowling that slightly towards the attempt to look for a second one, but the fielding of Devan Maredes, immediately they call it no, which is Copeland saying, no, I'm not going back for that. And Rasimene now about to bowl his last ball for the over, which will be his last ball in his spell. And currently he picked up 2 wickets and is sitting on 28 runs that have been taken. Bowls a slower one, but a slow full toss, and quite clever, in fact, from Hardes Kutsia, not to look to hit that hard. Just clipped it straight to the man, picking up 1, knowing that we're still on track. We still have the wickets in hand We still are not under pressure. There's no need to be doing anything stupid. I think these two guys have sort of decided that we are the two that will take this team to the cross line.
Yep, definitely needing 12 runs to get off 18 balls in order for them to win. All they need to do is just maintain their cool, calm heads, score and run a ball. Then you've got nothing to worry about.
Pile will be bowling from Ekurhuleni end, and here is now Sekhukhune and Grant Thompson sort of having a discussion with the young men, sort of deciding where and what needs to be done. It looks like Kemp will be going off the ground. I don't know if it's just through injury or just a precaution, but the tall, big, strong man will be coming in, Leba, to come and field come in as a substitute to field for Kemp. And there's still that chat going on there between the bowler Mikhail Pele and Grant Thompson and Kabelo Sekhukhune. And just looking at the field placing, I don't know where those two, Tumelane Semelane and Rasimane there, if they're going to be standing. Okay, Rasimane looks like he's going to move towards that point region. And they're bringing Chris Brits into the circle, moving him away from off the boundary. So the idea here is to sort of bowl it just outside off stump and slightly fuller. Remember those two catches that were taken when Eastern Cape Iinyathi was was bowling. The two catches they took where sort of Sekhukhune is standing.
Yeah, hoping to get him to drive.
He bowls the wrong one. He bowls it on the leg side, which they pick up, but the fielder there stops it, Khan, but they manage to run 2 runs.
Yeah, he needs to bowl it fuller. And on sort of the 4th and 5th stump there, and get the batsman to drive. And let's see if he does have a driving license.
Hits a beautiful straight shot, and the fielder, Devon Murray, is going to not win that race. The ball is going to win that race, and that is 4 runs for Hardes Coetzee, and they now really need 6 runs to win of the 16 balls.
Yeah, beautiful cricket shot played. Good attempt by Devon Murray. And with that being said, it is the 50 runs partnership between the two, Michael Copeland and Coetzee, who has contributed 32 runs.
And that shot there from Hardes Coetzee just tells you that he now sees the finish line. He doesn't want this finish line to be much far away. He's going to look to finish it now. And at this stage, 133 for 5 and 17.3. They just need 15. They just need 5 runs of 15 balls.
Yeah.
Good pull there. There's a chase from Leber who does pick it up, but they managed to come back for 2 runs. And that was a nice shot from Copeland. Just not strongly hit enough to pick up that gap, but good fielding there from Leber.
Yeah, good fielding from Leber, the man who just came in for NS Cam there, just getting himself dirty, going low down to save the boundary for his team.
Oh, attempt of a run, but there's an overthrow. The batters are going to come back. Poor this. This is really, really poor. They're doing it for the second time where there's overthrows unnecessarily so, and they managed to run 2 runs there. Good running between Copeland and Coetzee, and they've actually been running very well, except that time when there was just an attempt or a miss run out that Eastern Storm missed. But after that, they've been running fantastically as Copeland and Coetzee.
Yeah, Copeland and Coetzee taking them to the promised land That is a win.
And that is the winning run, and the misfield from Devon Murray then means not just the 1 run, but it's the 4 runs. The Empire signals 4 runs, and that finishes the game. A bit of poor fielding there at the end from Eastern Storm side, but that wins the game for Eastern Cape Iinyathi, who are the visiting team here. Good win away from home, and now it's 3 wins on a row for them. It means they're on the money, they're on a roll. And congratulations to Eastern Cape Iinyathi, who win this game by 5 wickets. They were, remember, chasing 100. They needed 138 to win, and they end up with 141 for 5 in 18 overs. Fantastic batting from these two as well. They had that great start, remember, from the captain Nathan Roux and Vian Ruthven, who came in at 3, who also did the job. These 2 guys just needed to finish it off. Fantastic this.
Yeah, beautiful cricket game indeed, with the sun coming out. Eastern Cape Iinyathi winning by 5 wickets on a beautiful Monday. Now looking at the scorecard, Eastern Storm scored 138 in their 20 overs, 8 wickets. Going down, Yuris Nean top scoring with the 56 of 39 balls. Kabelos Kukuna 23 of 17. Grant Thompson 16 of 23. Tozame Dodane being the pick of the bowlers for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, taking 2 for 21, and Aline Lela Mhletwa taking 2 for 36. Hardes Kutia was the other contributing bowler, were taking 1 for 23 in his 4 overs. Now Eastern Cape Iinyathi then had their chance, and Vian Ruthven scored 40 of 27 balls. Hardes Kutia 33 not out of 28 balls. Michael Copeland 25 that he contributed of 27 balls. Dumele Simelane being the pick of the bowlers, 3 for 26. And Rasimene taking 2 for 29 in his 4 overs. That's it for now. With that being said, congratulations to Eastern Cape Iinyathi, and thank you so much, Mr. Kowa, for the afternoon.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Mr. Mbali Shope. It's been a good one, and hopefully the viewers at home have enjoyed it just as much as like we've enjoyed it here. And from the city of Lakes, Benoni, it's cheers to everyone. Bye-bye.